Mama's in the living room watching Judge Judy. I'm in the kitchen eating leftover sushi, and she yells, "Oh, girl, you gotta hear this one." A man was arrested for running the theme park, and when they said, "Where's your license?" he said, "My dog ate it." Oh, you can't make this shit up. Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, "Girl, you gotta hear this one." Mama loves to laugh at how absurd life is, says it's all a comedy and I'm her audience. And I love the way she makes fun of the world. She said, "You'll never guess what's with their girlfriend. It was a man who didn't get us out of the bed. He said, I've been through hell and now I need some help. You just can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up." Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco.
Hey everybody, how are you? We just needed to cut that a little bit early. I hope everybody is doing well today. We're not going to start off the show like yesterday. We do have a little things to get to. Some housekeeping. Yes, hold on one second. All right, the little is so excited. Angel, Daddy's over there. Go with Daddy. So we don't have the drama to start the show like we did yesterday. However, we do have a little bit of housekeeping work. Just PSA, if you ever see a screenshot of my chat in any other capacity besides Flash Fan, or not Flash Fan, besides Spawn Trooper and or My Pretty using on their stream together, they didn't get it from me. And they're not using it with my permission. Not like they need it, it's a screenshot. But I know there's that subset of people out there that think that we all talk and that people get things from other people and people share shit. Not here. I'm a one-woman show for the most part. Anybody who shares anything from my streams did not get it from me. Did not get it from me. And if they did, they will be letting you know that they got it from me. But if you just see a random screenshot from my chat of certain people that were in my chat, because I let people talk, and I give people this. You give people enough leeway to say what they want, and sometimes they say stupid shit. And that's what happened the other day. However, it's weird. However, we have 3 things to do today. We have the reading of the new Levy County lawsuit, and I have thoughts. And you might not like some of them, which is fine because, whatever, I'm just me. We have the latest filing from Miltown's Worst, and it is Miltown's worst filing. Also, we also have a little game. We're going to play, is it stalking or is it not? We have a bunch of behaviors, and my guess, if one ever gets here, if they decide they want to pop on, I gave a couple people the links, and if they want to come on, they have the time to come on, they're going to come on. But if they don't, they don't. But we're going to play a little game, is it stalking? Because I think people have a warped variety of what is defamation and stalking. I was told the other day that asking someone if they are drunk is considered defamation. Like, what the actual flying fuck? No. Um, and Marcus King, thanks for getting us off the oh, good lord. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Marcus King, thanks for being an amazing person and with the $49.99 super chat. Congrats on the new channel. Thank you. My first actual long form video. I say long form, but it's only 8 minutes. Dropped yesterday on the new channel. So I hope y'all like it. That is my baby. I am currently working on scripting the second video and hopefully we'll be filming it tomorrow after I get my hair done. That's why you haven't seen my hair down for a while. It's looking brassy as hell. And I have a hair appointment tomorrow. So there's that. But thank you, Marcus. You are always great. Yeah, ask a question and it's defamation. Oh, yes, I have the screenshot to prove that, and it is on my community page. So, yeah, stalking or not. Unfortunately, I didn't get the time to make all the fancy graphics like I wanted to. However, I have a bunch of behaviors from the CDC and law enforcement websites, and we're going to play Is It Stalking? Because people have a warped idea of what is and isn't stalking. There are behaviors that you wouldn't think are stalking, but can be. Um, thank you so much. Today I worked out and I showered, and that's about as good as you got. Hi, Carrie. How are you? All right. Let's first get into what does everybody want to see first? Because we have two choices. We're gonna play the game later. But we have two choices. We can either go straight for the Levy County web or document, which we're not going to read word for word because all the parties involved, we know who they are. We're going to Stupid Dave. All right, Stupid Dave, because that's new from today. So coming to the stage, Spawn Trooper. Let's see. And hold on, I have to change my my media assets here. There we go. How are you?
I'm okay. I just watched the funniest, these little cartoons they've started coming out with these shorts. I just found a really funny one, and I was going to share it with you, but then I realized, oh snap, I need to go on. Yes,
you got caught up in the
oh, I'll tell you one. Oh yeah, I tell you one thing. There are people out there with talent. I feel so humble just watching you.
Have you seen the Polymopicus short?
The who the what?
Polymopicus. Hold on.
What type of
it's I was given permission to share this, but I want you guys to go over and give this person some love. I just have to go into Discord real quick, and there's an easier link than trying to search YouTube for it.
I did want to show you something, that I've been wanting to show quite for a while. Well, nearly a year actually. But I don't know. See how I feel tonight. I showed you earlier on today, didn't I?
You've sent me a lot of stuff today.
No, the picture of the challenge coins.
Oh yeah, the challenge coins. I love challenge coins.
And the other stuff that was below it.
Oh yes. Let's go with hold on. If you have not subscribed to Rickles, Rickles, he's the one who sent me the Black's Law Dictionary.
Oh, okay.
But I have to show you guys this because he is absolutely hilarious, and he gave me permission to show this, by the way. But
good evening, everybody.
But he is so hilarious.
Wait a minute, Ninja Puppy. How dare you? It's Mr. Stalker to you. You're gonna.
I did not, but this is the Polymopicus. It's only a minute long, but it explains fair use.
By the will of Caesar, I am Polymopicus. I am a jurist in this great court and need to assure that our fair use purpose is known. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes of criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. The copyright laws of the United States recognizes a fair use of copyrighted content, Section 107 of the U.S. Copyright Act. Notwithstanding the provisions of Section 106 and 106A, the fair use of a copyrighted work, including such use by reproduction, in copies of phonorecords or by any other means specified by that section, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research
You want
is
to close that big black box in the
copyrighted.
middle of the video.
I, Polemopicus, have spoken on behalf of Caesar and remain at the service of the empire.
Thank you.
I just absolutely thought that the name Polymopicus for a character was
No, it is. It suits it down to the T, to be honest.
it was like it was just hilarious. Oh, and I'm not taking credit for anything, but I always think of when I think of Polyflop, I think of like the Lollipop Twins or the Lollipop Guild from Wizard of Oz. Well, he
Oh
made
my
a
God.
Polyflop Guild. He made a Polyflop Guild video, and it was like so funny. So if you don't subscribe to Rickles, you really should, because he makes the most hilarious shorts and
They
short
don't,
form
they
videos. They're just funny, and I don't have that talent to use AI to do any of that. Like I don't know how he does that. So yeah, the Lollipop Kid, but it's the Lollipop Guild. Is the
Matzkin.
all right, so we are going to get into
Do we have to?
the chat has spoken and they want to see Miltown's worst
Oh my God.
response
No.
first. So that's what we're going to get into first. I'm just going to make sure that I don't have to go through and whoa.
Can I just say something? I mean, like, I'm going to just before you start, excuse me, someone who sits on their platform waffles on and off and waffles. I mean, the guy is a cockwomble
Don't mention
anyway.
waffles. I haven't eaten lunch.
But the fact that he would sit on his platform and flap his gums and make, produce like, oh, here's some merchandise with the fifth. And as soon as he gets a knock on the door going, oh, you're being sued, you're being taken to court, it's like he suddenly becomes the victim. I mean, and now he's gone from victim to knighthood to victim, and then to victim, then back to victim, then hiding in victimness, and then all that crap. And now suddenly he's become a legal expert. How the fuck does that work? I'm sorry for swearing. I do humbly apologize.
I had to close it and reopen it because
How can he go? He avoids service. I mean, if someone was knocking on my door, I've said this before, they wanted to serve me, I would open that door, give them a hug, take the service, say, spank you very much, spank you later, and close the door and go, right, I'm ready. Now I'm going to go and get some legal advice. But he doesn't do that. He sits in that little room on the first floor, facing his road, sitting there, blah, blah, blah. He hasn't moved from location. He's still in that same building, right? And that's been proven through screenshots. The fact that he's avoided service and suddenly now, right, because they decided to put it into the Milwaukee newspaper, he suddenly now has become a freaking makes Bruce Spunkskin look like a freaking amateur. Sorry, right, I'll go back into my box now.
Did you say Deuce Spunkskin?
Yeah, like him and a lot of people who I've came across over the long time, right? They should have been swallowed, but obviously they wasn't. But anyway,
I do agree that some statements could be have been prevented with a condom. Just saying.
Well, a lot of posts could have been prevented by the use of
Tammy,
condom.
Tammy, how are you? I haven't seen you in so long. Hopefully you are doing well. Oh yes, I did. I screenshotted it and I showed it. thanks for letting me know you didn't watch that stream.
Oh, and I'm going to say this.
Kevin.
Just, I mean, I saw a little bit of your I saw a little bit of your stream. By the way, just for the record, some can't swallow. I heard it once. Oh, Jeff. Oh my God. Then they spat. Oh, no.
Well, I mean, isn't that how she got pregnant? I'm just saying. And Timothy, thanks for the $2 super chat. Covering spawn goes into the cuss jar.
Thanks, Tim. I appreciate that, brother. I
Ah.
appreciate that. You may as well get your rigging checkbook out.
The Daily Reporter is, but they also have a specific section for Milwaukee County that is just for that's literally just for showing or people being served. It's a whole section. I went in, it was like the classifieds for people being served. There was, I want to say 50 pages from the last week.
Oh, cheers, Chris. Jesus Christ.
And
Chris.
I did see on the Facebook page today, I did see a couple of things that I want to address because people were discussing questions, and I want to when we go through it, I want to address those questions because they made me think. I love that Facebook page, Tubetown. It's great because people in there have different ideas and different thoughts. And when we all discuss things, even though we don't always agree, you get ideas. And that's why I like talking to people who I don't necessarily always agree with. Because
Tubetown is quite a nice, it's like a DMZ, really, from both sides, to be honest with you. I mean, I've seen people in there who, don't like Jeremy Hales, and I've seen people in there who like Jeremy Hales, so you got both sides represented in there. And it's really strange that Tubetown can be such a really nice diplomatic environment because people are not rude to each other. They agree to disagree, or agree to disagree, so there's some interesting stuff that gets posted in there.
And Chris, thanks for the 10 pounds. Need a bigger jar.
That in the heart, Chris. That was in the heart, mate.
Before we get started on this, side note, does anybody want to hear my People of Walmart story? I became a People of Walmart yesterday.
Oh,
this
yes.
is why I'm not allowed to go shopping by myself. This is reasons why I'm not allowed to go shopping by myself. So I became a People of Walmart yesterday. FYI, if you're going to talk shit about somebody in a grocery store or in a Walmart, make sure they're not within hearing or earshot of you, and make sure that they're not the type to talk back. Hi, it's me. I'm her. I'm talk back. Two college girls decided to we were, in the aisles in the grocery stores, how like you can run into somebody with buggy. Well, I saw them coming, so I just stopped and waited. Didn't think anything of it, didn't say anything to them, didn't feel like I need to. And they were like, "Oh, that bitch, she didn't even fucking say anything. Like, how rude, blah, blah, blah. She didn't even wait for she almost ran into," and I was like, yo, listen, I told my dad, I was like, if I was a good Southern woman, I would have just said, "Bless your heart." But unfortunately, I'm from Wisconsin and I don't know what that is. And I didn't just go Wisconsin. I went Wisconsin ghetto because I said these bitch ass hoes did not just talk to me like that and expect me to not say anything. Watching a fake orange, too much bronzer, tan chick go pale was the highlight of my day yesterday. I got a little People of Walmarty. But FYI, if you're going to talk shit about someone, make sure they're not the type of person to talk shit back to you. I was part of Mo's Walmart rapture yesterday. So that's just me. It's just me. Wouldn't Wisconsin Payback be pouring a cheap mug of beer on them? Yeah, but it's 2025. There's no such thing as a cheap mug of beer. I love Jeremy and George, but I'm getting like my husband. I don't want to hear anything more until someone goes to jail. And that's why I'm only covering new things and I don't like repeating stuff. And that's part of my my criticism of the next document is you didn't wait for something to be resolved before you filed a new lawsuit, but we're gonna get into that. And then we're gonna play, for those of you just joining us, we're gonna play, is it stalking or is it not? We have a game. Ah, I got caught up in the middle of squid ball range by accident. Mo would be proud. I hope so. It wasn't even like a good like tanning booth, like a tanning bed. It was literally like it was like lotion. Anyway. Ah. All right. Defendant David Michael Teschendorf's response in opposition to plaintiff's motion for expenses incurred in making service and attorney's fees. Like, this is where it gets absolutely ridiculous. Um, like, you spent time and effort. Whoever helped him make this motion spent time and effort making this motion on like $169 or $128 or whatever it was. Like, just get a job. Just work. It's not hard. Like, yeah. All right. Let's see. Honestly, how can I like or dislike an individual based on channel content? What I see in content isn't necessarily who the person is. Both sides of Hales drama have gone way overboard. Yeah.
No, that's a good point. I mean, like, all this could have been avoided had someone followed or respected the cease and desist. The fact that Bruce Matzkin was the one who actually escalated everything and just basically went, you know what, screw popping it out the park. He decided to like try. Well, I mean, I've been thinking about this for the last couple of days, actually, you know, because this discussion has come up when we've spoken offline. And one thing I will say is that, like, he was the catalyst for 90% of what's going on now. 90% of it. Like I'm playing devil's advocate here, right? He's not to blame 100%. 90% or 85%. The rest of it is to be the blame has to go on to the rest of the anti-what-the-Hales ecosystem. However, on the flip side, still playing devil's advocate, Jeremy Hales should have used common sense and left a lot of what he was doing and what was going on off YouTube, off social media. He should have just done it behind the scenes, like some of the lawyers, like Larry Foreman, aka DOI guy, has done. A lot of that stuff should have been done behind the scenes, because that way, if Bruce Matzkin or the anti-what-the-Hales ecosystem would then bring it onto social media, then you've got them by the short and curlies.
Well, and one of the things I love about DUI guy is that he talks about cases that he's involved in only after they're done. Like, he has mentioned cases that he has been involved in and like cops and stuff like that, if I'm remembering correctly. But they're only after he is not involved with them anymore. He doesn't talk about active shit that he's involved with. You haven't heard him talk about the thumbnail case except for, hey, I'm going to Florida, or hey, I had lunch with these people. You don't hear him talk about shit. But Devil Fan, this is what I said Tuesday that got people mad at me. I'm starting to believe they're baiting Jeremy to file all these lawsuits to prove he's becoming vexatious. That's one of the things when I said we need to look at the big picture and have a difficult conversation. That's one of the reasons that person in my comment section decided to like go whatever the hell that was. Because I mentioned this. I didn't think it was accurate, although this latest lawsuit might be skirting that line, in my opinion. But like I said, just my opinion. I'm not a judge. That's not for me to decide. But I'm starting to believe they're baiting him. They've been baiting him since last year.
Yeah,
Going back to the deposition, they've been baiting him.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
the more lawsuits he files, they're gonna. I guarantee you, somebody's gonna file a vexatious litigation complaint or motion.
But
I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be taken seriously. I just think they're going to do it.
But
Oh, and Robert, I agree with you. I agree with you, but that's not going to stop them from trying, and I think that is their end game. I don't think that it's going to work. I don't think that it's an accurate thing that I don't think it's accurate statement to say that Jeremy is vexatious based on the law. However, we all know that where some of these people got their legal advice from doesn't really have a good grasp of what's ethical and legal. So it just because we all have the common sense to know that that's not going to work doesn't mean in someone's mind that they don't think it's going to, but I think it's their end game. Like I said, just because when I say stuff that I think people are going to do, I don't tell you whether I think it's going to work or that it's going to work. I don't think it's a good idea, that it's a good idea. I'm just saying what I think their ideas are. It's like not comparing these people to anything like this. Just saying. But it's like being a psychologist and getting into the mind of a psychopath. You are not a psychopath. You are not saying that what they are doing is right. You are just saying that is what they do as that person with that diagnosis. So I am just looking at people's actions and just saying, this is what I think their next actions are going to be based on their past actions. I don't think that these are correct actions. I'm just predicting the future based on the past. You know? Yeah. I knew he agreed, and when they file him being vexatious, we'll let Randy respond saying, really, look at your own shit. Yeah, that's true too.
Roy's got a bloody good comment there. I mean, like with a lot of the fact what happened with the school incident or the topic with the school, that there, I mean, like I've spoken to other people and some of them agree that could go into the criminal realm because of making false allegations, and because it's involving, obviously we're talking about involving pupils and we're involving the teachers and everything else. So that could, now don't quote me on this, it was a topic of conversation, is that that could sort of like make its way into a criminal sort of case.
Yeah, and to the chat, a lot of the things that we do on here when I'm talking to chat, when Spawn and I are talking, is brainstorm. We're not saying what we're saying may not be accurate as far as like to the letter, but these are our ideas and we bounce ideas off of each other, and that's how we come up with new ideas. And
so it's called having a constructive conversation.
And that's true too. And I think people take things as like you're having a constructive conversation as like, oh my God, they said this, or they said this, or they said this. And it's like, thank you for missing the point of the whole conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what that hater, that hater who was actually a 3-month member of this channel started talking about. I was like, thanks for missing the whole part of the conversation where I said we have to have difficult conversations on what is the end game. Because I try to look at the big picture of everything. That's why I'm interested in this, because the big picture of how this fits into courts taking YouTube drama seriously.
I'm surprised, and I'm being very, very upfront here. I am very, very surprised that YouTube haven't taken steps with some of the channels, like the Crampons and people like Mr. Magoo and Skeletor, and other individuals, with what they've been putting up and putting out there. Now, you and I, or when you're streaming, or when I'm streaming, or when we're streaming together, what we're saying is our own personal opinion and our viewpoint on what we are seeing and experiencing. It doesn't. You're not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. But we go by what we're seeing in documents, and we can see the discrepancies. We can see, well, hang on a minute. Perfect example. Old stupid Dave here okay, suddenly has become an expert in law and can write a document in law. What, since when? We know for a fact that he is being assisted by people that we are known, that we know and that have been involved in this from day one. So, I mean, like, everyone has a right to their opinion. Everyone has the right to air their opinion. It could be right, it could be wrong. But the thing is, people are not looking at the bigger picture. They are only looking at what they are shown. What they should be doing is, like I've said this from day one, you need to step out of that box. You need to take those blinders off and look at this from a bigger and a further perspective. And if need be, do your own bloody research. Over to you in the studio. And back to the studio.
Well, speaking of not a lawyer, I'm not a lawyer, but I am an occupational therapy assistant, and I started a new channel specifically designed for OTA and my corrective exercise content. And there is the link, and I will pin it to the top of the chat. If I
Oh,
can,
well done. That
I
was
know,
a
right?
nice slide in there. Let me try that with my channel. And ladies and gentlemen,
Like, you like that? I slid that one right in there.
that was you know, there's a lot of people out there who should take a note, take a page out of your book on that one. That slid in there like
I did. It was almost like I practiced that.
Did you sit in front of the mirror for 2 hours today again?
No, but I did read through my script for tomorrow's video. For next week's video that I'm hopefully recording tomorrow. While I was on the treadmill. So
yeah, we should call you Smooth Operator from now on.
See, I can grift my second channel because it's not monetized, and two, I actually that's what I went to college for. Like that is my expertise. That is helping people. Over here, we talk. We talk. Over there is like it's got a purpose. Like it's over here does too, but that is like that's my like over here. I don't play a lawyer. I don't act like a lawyer. I don't try to be a lawyer. Over there, I am an occupational therapy assistant, a clinical lymphedema therapist, and a corrective exercise specialist. I have 10 letters behind my name, and I use all 10 over there. I'm just saying. Yeah, today's YouTube video was only 8 minutes long. I started short. I figured we'd start with, you know how YouTube likes to retain viewers, and viewers like to watch if they don't have to watch a 50-minute video when they don't know what your channel is about. So I started with we did 8 minutes. It was like 8 minutes and like 10 seconds or something like that, nice and short, straight to the point. And, introduce people to my channel without making them sit and watch something that they may not want to watch. That's happened. And then live streams on Sundays. Yep. But your channel plug fit where it spawns grift fails.
Wait, what?
It says 10 letters after your name is an eye chart and maybe stalking. Oh my goodness. All right. All right. Let's get back into this document before people go, she dick. Oh yeah, and I edited yesterday's video to actually get straight to the point.
Okay.
So,
Sorry, wait a minute. Am I supposed to pay? Give it? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go to my happy place for a second.
Oh, Robert's giving me shit. Start with what you know most. Short.
Oh, Jeff Grady. Yeah, with a little dig there, mate. Your digs are becoming very personal, sunshine.
Yes, and this channel, that channel as well, does not give legal, medical, political, automotive, book, acting, firearms, street, snow, financial advice. It's entertainment purposes only. Yes.
Oh my, that's a mouthful.
Oh. And I don't know if I have my media assets in StreamYard. So this is our drama docket update. Federal 2 is the drama docket in my eyes. But I have a welcome to the shit show video. I just haven't uploaded it to this. I haven't uploaded it to this. I have various media. I'm working on getting better at StreamYard and using everything, and I don't have it. I think it's on Basic Squid. This is Pretty and Petty. And I don't have my welcome to the shit show.
Yeah, Jeff, you had your mouthful last night, didn't you, sweetheart?
Anyway,
yeah.
Speaking of a mouthful.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm surprised. I'm sorry, I've got to stop you right there. I am so surprised that this idiot actually wrote this. I know, well, he didn't write it, but don't you talk when you eat?
I don't think he wrote it. I don't think
he didn't write it. Someone else wrote it. He signed it.
Robert Braun, you better be careful. Squid's not above punching you in the knee. Oh my goodness, y'all!
Oh, we have the comedian. We have the comedians in the house tonight.
Wait, what? Shizzy's gonna have to word about with me about what?
Word about what?
I don't know, but there are certain oh, and this I started this comment because I wanted to address it before we got back to reading. What I don't get is he is making out to be virtually homeless, but he has all that studio equipment. Here's the thing about the studio equipment, and like I heard somebody talk about all his equipment the other day and like how many monitors he has. Playing devil's advocate, I know people who have no interest in being a YouTuber, a streamer, at anything. However, they are a gamer and they have a massive amount of computer equipment, and it would look like they have this like nice podcast studio when all they do is play games. So like, with that one, it's like playing devil's advocate. I don't have to like somebody to understand why they might have very nice equipment, and it has nothing to do with YouTube. Just plain devil's advocate, not saying that I like the guy. But I like me a good old throat punch. Oh, I've always called this a shit show. My tattoo doesn't say shit show, but it says what does it say? Disaster. So, yeah, I'm one of them. I have like $3,000 in equipment. Exactly. Like there's people who don't stream and have exactly. So I heard somebody the other day talking about it, and I'm like, playing devil's advocate, it may not be about YouTube. And that's not to say that I'm right or that it's not about YouTube and that he just did it in the hopes of having a bigger channel. But from what I understand about the person, I can't call him a man because a man wouldn't be dodging service. But that being said, what I know about the person is that they game.
What? So you're saying that like what I'm sharing right now is, this, if he was homeless, why has he got a setup like this?
Yeah, pretty much.
You can share it if you want. Why? I mean, if he and he hasn't moved from that room.
He hasn't moved from that chair.
I know it. Say again.
That was mean. I'm sorry.
No, just to point out the fact that he, with the statement that he apparently has been homeless. Well, I find that very strange that, I mean, with all due respect, the fact that you've upgraded.
That's why he's homeless.
No, he's still there. He's still, I mean, like, there's no change. There hasn't been a change since when I first came across him. And the fact that he did some. Yeah,
and anyway. Gareth, when I said that, I apologize for saying that because I am not the skinniest bitch in the world. So, like, I'm sitting here eating freaking Ghirardelli peppermint bark. Like, I am not although I did lift weights this morning, I am still not the skinniest bitch in the world. So like, I have no, you know. However, Rickles, how are you? Rickles, I shared the link to your video for Polymopkis. So, it was hilarious.
I just find this whole back and forth with these people just absolutely freaking
Oh, I know, Gareth. I'm just saying I apologize for talking about his weight because I am not, a skinny bitch myself. So, anyway, I have problems with him just writing this because like you're writing this motion and I don't probably spent money sending it in when you could have just paid the attorney's fees. It was like what, $100 and some odd for the publishing. It's not that much. Like, this filing is made solely to contest plaintiff's request to shift service expenses under FRCP 42. Yeah, he didn't write this himself. And to preserve objections to service in personal jurisdiction. It's submitted in good faith. I'm convinced that nothing a lot of people do is in good faith anymore. And that's not just limiting it to a certain side of the aisle here. Just a thought. Yeah. I don't think he's homeless. I think he does live at somebody else's house, a house that's owned by not him. So he claims that, I don't have a home because his name is not on a lease anywhere. His name's not on a mortgage anywhere. He lives with somebody. So, just saying.
I think to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter if he lives in a house, as a tenant or just being there. It doesn't matter. He is not homeless unless he is registered homeless. That's different. But if you have an address with your name on it, which has been proven because they sent it back to the, if he's receiving Amazon stuff and parcels and pizzas and everything else to that address, that means it is a fixed address. He is not NFA. He is not fixed abode, non-fixed abode. He is not homeless. And if he is, prove it. Jabba the Hoot, prove it, mate. Come on.
The Jabba the Hoot gets me every time. All right. Consistent with Rule 11, objectable reasonableness. I'm going to try to not interrupt myself every 5 seconds. Standard and deterrent purpose, not to multiply proceedings. That's every time I hear that, I get the polyflop kids in my head. Defendant understands the federal rules no longer recognize a formal special appearance and use the term solely to preserve objections to special and personal jurisdiction while responding in good faith to plaintiff's motion. Dude, you've been served already, so why are you doing this special appearance stuff? You've been served. You've been served.
Why does this all seem familiar?
Because it's copy and pasted. Defendant respectfully opposes plaintiff's motion, seeking to impose costs and attorney's fees under Rule 4D. Plaintiff's motion rests on inaccurate assumptions and incomplete facts. Defendant never refused service, never received a valid waiver request, and did not have authority to accept mail at the address used by plaintiffs.
Stop.
Anybody has...
Stop. I just seen something in this. Stop. Basically, you've just shot yourself in the foot with this one paragraph. I'm sorry, you don't have to read it all. One paragraph, he shot himself in the foot. And did not have authority to accept mail at the address used by plaintiffs. The returned envelope was marked return to sender by defendant's brother, the primary leaseholder, not by defendant himself. There you go. You just admitted you lived there because your brother said so. Congratulations, idiot.
Not only did he admit he lives there, he He admitted that he knew something was delivered there for him.
Yep. In the first, what page is this?
2.
Page 2. That's it. I quit. That's it. I'm done. I am done. You cannot be this stupid. Darling, there can't be people on this planet that are that stupid. There's no way that a human being can be so fucking stupid to write a legal document and actually write in there, oh, by the way, my brother put return to sender because I'm not the leaseholder, but he is. I fucking give up. I swear to God, I fucking give up.
We have 258 people watching and we only have 102 likes. Can we like get that up to like maybe 200?
I'm sorry for the swearing, but
like on the stream if you think that was the dumbest move possible by literally putting return.
That's on the second page. If I was a judge and I read this and I read it all the way through, huh?
I'm gonna mute you. Hold on, I'm grifting.
Oh, right. Okay, grift then.
Hit that like button if you think that putting that you knew that your brother marked return to sender and you had mail for you at his house that you live in is the stupidest thing you can do in a motion, let alone the stupidest thing you can do on the second page of a motion. Basically, the first actual freaking paragraph. Because what the actual... Okay, you can talk now. Steve's address was a food bank. Yeah, it's a general address, but you can talk now, Spawn. You're not muted anymore.
No, I'm grifting while you're grifting. I just grifted my gaming account, so I've thrown my teddy out the pram. I have spat my dummy out. I am absolutely fucking livid that someone who thinks that they have got like a silver spoon educated, right? And like, you know, how stupid can you be that on the page 2?
It seems like every time we ask this question, the bar gets lower. So we're just not gonna.
You know, I need to make my friends circle, the circle of friends that I've got from the United States of the Americanese. I need to make that really fucking small because I don't want to lose any more intelligence than I already have.
Then what? Then why are we friends?
I don't know. Well, someone take the banner away.
Wait a second. I have to tell a story on you. So I was talking to Spawn before this stream started, and he said something to me, and he tripped over his words. And it was like, wait, isn't English supposed to be the British language? Like it came from y'all. You're, you know, like how am I better at English than you are?
I'm not saying. And Jeffrey, one should not joke like that. By the way, I know you don't like me, but you know those jokes go a little bit too far. But
sorry, me.
But English language,
me.
I don't know. My brain just went, no, fuck this. I'm leaving. My brain has just basically got out, climbed down, and just looked at me, gave me the middle finger, and just walked off.
And Debbie Baker, thanks for the $25 Cash App for baby. The bar is rapidly approaching China. Yes.
No, it is called the English language. I mean, yeah, even though I'm Welsh, but that's beside the point. English language. I mean, oh god, I can't even think anymore. After I saw that,
the hamster has climbed off its wheel and is just the CD is skipping. If you're old enough to get that reference.
As soon as I saw that freaking paragraph, my brain just went, yeah.
Tammy RM, thanks for the $5 super chat. I challenge everyone to hit the like button and maybe add a super chat.
Oh my god, how the hell can you write that in there? You've just basically shot yourself in the foot. If you were in a lifeboat in the middle of the Atlantic or Pacific, wherever, with sharks surrounding you, You've taken out the biggest fucking knife in that boat and stabbed holes into the fucking life jackets.
And Rickles, thanks for the $1.99 super chat. Feel free to play the Polyflop League short. We will when we get to the game section of this stream, because we have a game. For those of you who may not have been with us at the beginning, we have a game coming up at the end of this stream called Is It Stalking? Because there are some things that are generally stalking behaviors and need to be addressed. And then there are things that, like, asking someone if they're drunk is not stalking or defamation.
I'm glad there's only a minority of people who
Blake
are that
Rich,
stupid.
thanks for gifting 1 Squid Pro Quo membership. I appreciate. And there will be probably a members only tomorrow doing Reddit reactions, because we need some lighthearted shit around here.
Do you know? I'm surprised. You know, actually, I'm surprised that Stupid Dave just sits on his platform and then goes, "Once I was a small boy, I can't spell for shit." But anyway, yeah, go on.
But here, like, the plaintiffs seek $259.89. Okay, I wasn't right. It wasn't 180. It was 259 in service expenses tied to their voluntary publication in the Daily Reporter, and 2 attorneys' fees for preparing the fee motion. But their own exhibits show no proof that they complied with Rule 41, waiver of request requirements, and only a proof of purchase for the newspaper ad that states it's not an affidavit of publication. They posted correct me if I'm wrong, they posted what was actually published, because I screenshotted it. I went to the actual publication and found the first posting and screenshotted it.
Because I think the judge told them that they needed to provide evidence that they did that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did.
But he says the waiver request requirements, and I was like, you just admitted that you received that was delivered to your house, like that. You just and Debbie, you know we love you. Oh my goodness, it's just, oh my goodness.
And this is only page 2, so
Yep. They also seek the court to shift fees now despite unresolved service and jurisdiction issues, despite defects under Wisconsin law, which governs their chosen publication method. Their motion should be denied. Relevant facts, what they ask for, the $259.89 for publication, reasonably expenses and attorney's fees. What they attach, the proof of purchase, reflecting 3 insertions. The first, October 27th, and last November 10th, which was Monday. An amount due of $259. It warns not an affidavit of publication. Their waiver letter. The legal standard, plaintiff allows a plaintiff to request a waiver, but the request, among other things, includes 2 copies of the waiver form and a prepaid means for returning the form. Only if, isn't it funny how this is this is bolded?
Yeah.
Only if a U.S. defendant fails without good cause to return proper waiver, the court may impose the expenses later incurred in making service and the reasonable expenses of any motion required to collect those service expenses. Taxable costs are strictly limited by that code. Fees of the clerk and marshal. The 11th Circuit has emphasized that private process server fees are not taxable beyond marshal's rate, and courts construe cost shifting narrowly. EEOC versus W&O. When a plaintiff uses state law methods under Rule 4E1, service by publication must comply with the forum's state requirements. Under Wisconsin Statute 801, publication must be in a newspaper likely to give notice to the affected person and accompanied by mailing at or immediately prior to the first publication. Due process requires a method reasonably calculated to provide notice. He does realize that this is going to royally backfire, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he does realize that, like, the judge already has basically admitted that he's dodging service. Like, and literally, even though the judge was upset with Randy asking for the email thing again, because that was, in my opinion, kind of stupid. And for those of you who have told me, well, Megan and Tug found a bunch of cases that people were served by email. Well, why didn't Randy put them in his fucking motion then? If they
No.
had them, why didn't they use them?
But at the same time, playing devil's advocate, I mean, you got Lizard Boy trying to avoid it and using his daughter, trying to avoid being served, consider it was taped to the gate, and he got Stupid Dave trying to avoid it by having his brother put on return to sender, considering he lives in the bloody same house. So it's, I mean, I'm seeing avoidance, deliberate avoidance from being served by both of them.
Well, and that's very true. But playing devil's advocate as far as like towing the line of the judge literally put in that motion that he was not happy with the fact that Randy asked for email because he had already told him that email service in Florida was not allowed and email service in Wisconsin isn't allowed. But had already said, basically laid out what to do and what the judge wanted him to do. Which basically said if your reading comprehension was good enough, if you read between the lines, basically the judge admitted he knew that these people were evading service. And like, if you can read a judge's order and the judge openly admits that people are evading service, why would you keep evading service?
Yeah. I mean,
but to the people, yeah, but to the people that, and thank you, Chris, but I've had people come at me in the comments being like, well, Megan and Tug found cases. Well, Megan and Tug have an open line of communication with Randy, considering he's their lawyer. If they really did find cases applicable, why did Randy not use them? So, and in the regards of Kate, in the regards of the case that he cited, that was a corporation, not an individual. Yeah, the one Megan found were company, not people. So that's what I thought, and that when I pointed that out, I was told I was wrong. So, so wait, why? What is he getting for evading? He's just, yeah.
I mean, so far, 3 people have used different tactics to evade service: the crampons, swamp lizard, and now Mr. Frickin' Jabba the Hoot. All 3 of them have tried to evade. And I think the only person
magistrate actually used them in his denial. All were corporate related filings. Yes.
I think the only person who hasn't avoided service is Chrome Brusher, isn't it?
Who?
Bone Crusher or whatever his name is.
Bone Crusher. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, from everything. And freaking what's his name? Mr. Magoo. Right. I mean, like, it seems that every single person in the anti-what-the-hell's ecosystem, it's all flapping their gums, all noises coming out of that little hole in their face. But the moment they get their own medicine and the moment they get put under that spotlight, it's like, ooh. Every single one of them has done the same thing. Every single one of them.
The only 2 people who lawyered up and just accepted service were the lawyers. Fancy that. Yeah, like Shannon said, MLS. And surprisingly, Bubbles too. He didn't evade service. Interestingly enough.
Because he thinks that he's clever enough to try and get out of what he's caused. But he doesn't realize that he's still got the sanctions to deal with.
Well, that's true. But playing devil's advocate,
again,
he lawyered up and accepted service. 2 things that are rare.
Yeah. And we need to send our regard. I mean, just for the record, ladies and gentlemen, we're not abusing or using the devil. We just happen to, just for the record there.
It's just what we do on this channel. We play devil's advocate. I don't have to like somebody to admit they did the right thing. And in this case, I hate Bubbles. Bubbles is one of the people who will be on my shit list until the day I pass away. I will never pass up an opportunity to make fun of that moron.
And by the way,
go after my child, and I will forever make fun of you every fucking chance I get. However, I'm also not a complete and total cunt bag.
Oui.
you know.
I'm glad that people donated towards a swear jar because now you're putting money in it.
Oh, you should have been here yesterday.
Oh, right, okay. And by the way, Paint Chips
I
is
was the
not,
swear jar.
and by the way, Mr. Magoo is Paint Chips, aka Loothman. But let me ask you a question. Let's just put this to one side for a second. What is your opinion on the excuse me, what is your opinion on the overall outcome of all of this?
I don't think it's going to end well for anybody. I mean, let's get through. We have 7 more pages of this, and then we'll talk about that before we get to the new one. But admit it, you want Bubbles as your special case pollywog. I am not a fucking pollywog. Excuse you, sir. I have my shellback card, and I can go get it. Thank you very, very much.
Uh-oh.
AT1. Just because you outrank me does not mean that you. And I sure as shit don't want Bubbles as my pollywog because. And for those of you who don't know what a pollywog is, y'all are pollywogs. Anybody who hasn't crossed the equator on a naval ship is a pollywog. Anybody who's crossed the equator while aboard a naval vessel is a shellback, like me. So, just saying. Just a thought. You know. All right.
Hang on a minute. When I went to South Africa, South Africa, what am I talking about? You know, when I went over to South Africa, we went down to fight. That's past the equator, isn't it?
I think so.
No?
Called Bubbles a slimy pollywog. I'm a slimy pollywog. Sorry, had a flashback there for a second.
Sorry, I was just checking. I need to check.
All right. At a minimum, any alleged failure to waive service supported by good cause, lack of authority to receive mail at that residence.
You see what I mean? I rest my case, Your Honor. I rest my freaking case.
Packet that never personally received. Persistent online harassment concerns. Does anybody want to look up mail or UPS law? Or not UPS, but U.S. Postal Service law in regards to mail and a place that you reside. Yeah. Like, I'm sure I occasionally still get a piece of mail at my parents' house, at my dad's house. That doesn't mean that mail that I can't or that I can claim I never received it, blah, blah, blah. It's still at a place where I called home. Like, it's just, nope.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Because it's a tradition. It's a naval tradition. So
yeah, it's where the Trident. What's his name again? Neptune, not Neptune.
King Neptune's court.
Yeah, King. Yeah.
Yep. Tay's auditors. Are you a shellback? All right. Plaintiffs mailed a waiver packet to an address where defendant sometimes stays with his brother, the primary leaseholder. Sometimes stays, like every night. This would be like, this is the excuse that not like Teschendorf has a girlfriend or will ever have one or a boyfriend. I don't know. I'm not asking. Don't tell. Nor do I care. But before I get accused of mislabeling somebody, because it's 2025 and people are weak as baby shit.
Do you know,
this is like saying I can't get mail at my house because I spend 5 days a week sleeping at my spouse's house.
Here's the thing, though. In the page 2, and now looking at that top part, those paragraphs there, right, is basically you're leaving yourself wide open for a investigation to find out, because they can go to Dynamos, they can go to Domino's Pizza or any type of fast food. They can check any orders you've done online, where their orders were sent to. You know, I mean, like, this guy is, I mean,
Jackie
God.
Grammy, I didn't expect that from you, but I love it.
Wait, what? He has one hand? Oh my God.
Where are they on WhatsApp?
Hold on one.
I presume you want me to read this out, considering that you just muted and gone away. So,
Yes, please. Defendant and his brother.
the defendant and his brother have a Jeff Montgomery. I'll look at your comment in a minute. The defendant. Danny said Jeffrey and his brother. Defendant and his brother had a personal understanding that defendant was not permitted to receive mail at the address. Any flexibility in that agreement was shattered after plaintiff's online bounties and harassment. Under Rule 4D2, that defeats fee shifting. Defendants has since provided a secure mailing alternative through general delivery, Milwaukee, whatever, allowing proper court communication without involving uninvolved third parties. He has also informed plaintiffs and the court of an appropriate email address to correspondent. Why now? Why wait? I mean, like, he's been trying to serve you for a long time. Defendants Digital has explained the plaintiffs and any further contact at that email address. It's not appropriate and will continue to go unread. Given ongoing online harassment and exposure of his personal information by plaintiff's Hales and his followers, defendant, no. Your personal information has been put out there by yourself. You are a public figure, and if people do some research or want to do research, they can. It's you put it out there. It's like anyway. Fucking idiot. Given ongoing online harassment and exposure of his personal information by plaintiff's Hales and his followers, that has been forced to act prudently, not evasively, in protecting himself. From what? You sit on your platform, you flap your gums, you are part of the anti-what the hell's ecosystem with all the emails and everything else that has been shown by yourself and other people. And the fact that, like, suddenly, I am so done with this.
Charlie Sugar brings up a good point. David, you complain about one nemesis, Jeremy. Jeremy has over 10. How do you think he feels? That's a really good point.
That is a good point. And Jeremy hasn't sat online and gone, oh, I've stopped taking my medication for my mental health issues, and then plays on that mental health issues, and then suddenly it's like, I'm sorry, but I have no sympathy for this guy whatsoever. I mean, these people are making it difficult for themselves.
And I know I didn't do any stream for Veterans Day or anything like that, but Timothy, please do not mention Diego Garcia. I will start having flashbacks and going back into the rubber room. I need to do where I just have vets just tell stories, because y'all know we've got them. And y'all need to hear them.
I've got a story that involves Private Gasman. I'll tell you later when we get a chance, because I got something to show you.
Right. Publication costs are not recoverable here, and certainly not now. This is where I think, from the comments that I saw in the Facebook group, and that's Pam's Facebook group, by the way. So if you haven't joined it, please do. It is entertaining. But it's a place where not all of us agree, but we're all respectful of each other.
Who's that?
The Otter Creek Tubetown group.
Yeah. It's nice in there, actually, because you got both sides in there.
Yeah, but it's respectful.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that somebody brought up in there, that I haven't read it, but I think this is the part that I want to address, because I have a theory, or a thought, not really a theory. But no affidavit, not proof of valid service. Plaintiff's own document is a proof of purchase, not an affidavit of publication. Without a sworn affidavit establishing statutory compliance, or 259 is not a recoverable expense of service. Possibly, like maybe, okay? Grain of like plain complete devil's advocate, maybe. But I'd have to actually open up that other document and look at it before I take this too seriously.
But you know that with everything he is saying here, he is basically circumventing. Well, he's not saying he's like sort of like he's trying to flank the fact that he has been served, but he's trying to sort of like bamboozle everything by saying, "Oh, I have been served, but I have been served, but I haven't been served." That's what it is like. That's what I'm seeing.
Wisconsin law compliance is lacking under statute 801. Plaintiffs had to publish in a newspaper likely to give notice and also mail the summons and complaint at or immediately prior to the first publication. PPH Mortgage versus Matfield, Wisconsin Court of Appeal reversed where publication in the Daily Reporter was not shown to be likely to give notice to residents of Waukesha County. You don't live in Waukesha County. You've even admitted that in your address. You can't. Oh my God. Stupid. Waukesha, for those of you who don't know Wisconsin very well, Milwaukee County is on the lake with the city of Milwaukee, has Oak Creek, Greenfield, like a bunch of suburbs in it. Waukesha County is where Darrell Brooks was. It's immediately west of Milwaukee County. Daily Reporter is published in Milwaukee County. However, he uses a oh my God, I don't have to be a lawyer to figure out that this is fucking stupid. He uses the Daily Reporter was not shown to be likely to give notice to residents of Waukesha County. You don't live in fucking Waukesha County, you dumb fuck. You literally used case law where they reversed publication of the Daily Reporter because the person was a resident of Waukesha County. You don't live in Waukesha County. Your address that you gave to the court as a general delivery address is Milwaukee County, you dumb fuck. Once again, stupid. This is like, oh my God, this is borderline worse than page 2. You just want to see my like CD skip? If my brain was a CD, it just scratched. Oh, Jesus, this is dumb. Does anybody else understand what I mean by that? Like, he doesn't live in Waukesha County, so citing a case law that involved Waukesha County is stupid, a waste of time. Oh my goodness. Defendant cites Wisconsin law solely shows that plaintiff voluntary publication expenses are not properly shiftable expenses incurred in making service under Rule 4D and do not collaterally attack this court's prior order. Even if service expenses, scrolled too fast, were awardable, 1920 and 11th Circuit precedent are narrow. Courts in the circuit construe taxable, shiftable tax or service costs tightly. Marshal's fees, not generalized publication buys, and do so post judgment, not interim. Oh, plaintiff's own timeline shows the publication expense was self-inflicted and unnecessary. How was the publication expense unnecessary when you've been evading service? Oh my goodness. Like, oh, my brain is melting.
Yeah.
My brain is melting.
Okay.
My brain is melting. The Daily Reporter order shows first issue October 27th, the same date Mr. Teschendorf's filing was docketed, yet plaintiff still chose publication. He did that shit on purpose.
Yeah.
But he also did it but this is my other issue with this. From a legal standpoint, and this is the question that I have that I don't exactly know the answer to. Once again, I don't claim to be a lawyer. I just read things and ask questions about them and bring up thought-provoking, interesting conversations about documents. He filed that document as special appearance as if I haven't been served. So I'm coming up with a I'm having a hard time explaining what I mean by that. But Spawn, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like
I'm, I'm,
he
I'm you're
he
going.
filed his motion as a special appearance, basically saying I haven't been served yet. So it doesn't matter if he filed a special appearance motion or not. According to the court, he hasn't been served yet. So Jeremy and Randy still need to keep trying to serve him.
Yeah, basically
So
he's playing whack-a-mole with
yeah,
this.
he's like, "Well, I already filed something with the court." Yes, but you didn't accept service. And by default, technicality, if you special appearance because you didn't accept service, they still have to keep that's why even though he was aware of the lawsuit and reading the lawsuit or the documents on his channel, he was still having to be properly served. So it's like that doesn't matter. So once again, this whole paragraph can be like crossed off because it doesn't matter. Like and yes, I agree with that too. However, it's it's the it's just the point of the matter of like the timeline. It's like it doesn't matter if he filed a response with the court. He still hadn't been properly served. Just because you file a response doesn't mean Randy and Jeremy have to stop trying to serve him. It's like I don't know. Like I don't know a special place to yeah, special citizen BS right there.
I mean, the whole document is just basically a whack-a-mole job.
And it's getting stupider and stupider as we go. And I know stupider is not a word. I said it to make a point.
I refuse to comment under the possibility of an international diplomatic incident. So
I just is more to chat in general because sometimes people say things in the chat and I'm like, I know I did that shit on purpose, but thank you for not picking up on the sarcasm. Defendant's motion to dismiss was emailed and mailed via USPS to plaintiffs in the court on October 24th, docketed October 27th. This was before plaintiffs initiated publication on October 27th, proving they could have contacted defendant directly. Once again, but you said in your motion that they never mind.
No, I just seen I mean, I don't know what it is.
No, it wasn't about you. It was my brain. I'm not going to fact check this because
yeah, it's like the thing is, it seems that people like to press buttons, but it's getting to a point now where pressing those buttons, you're going to get reaction you're not going to like. So here, I'm going to say this once and for all, and I don't care how you take it. I don't care how you respond. But before you fucking say anything or type anything, think before you do it. Because if you'd have heard me, I said South Africa by mistake. And then I corrected myself and said North Africa. Right. The second thing is, I get it. People want to press buttons to get a reaction. You do, but what you're doing, you're taking away my concentration from what I'm doing. I get it. People want to have a little bit of banter, have a little bit of a laugh, have a bit of a giggle. But once, twice, yeah, okay. But continuously, you're not going to like my response or my resolve. So let's be friendly and respectful to each other. And if you don't like me, fine, don't address me, then we'll leave it at that. But if you want banter, fine, I can deal with that. But don't press the wrong button because at the end of the day, you won't like it. And then you go, oh,
I have two things.
Rant over.
Angie just said, didn't Randy have to put in an the advertisement in the local papers was was to serve him? Yes.
Yes. And you have to
and
do
that was the whole point I was making is that even though he filed a motion, technically he still wasn't actually served. So if Randy stops trying to serve him just because he filed a motion with the special appearance, he still hasn't been formally served and he never waived service. So if Randy stops trying to serve him, now Randy's wrong. Now Randy's in the wrong. Randy fucked up. And now that is in that part of the lawsuit and that defendant is likely to be thrown out because he was never formally served. And the next thing from dipshit here would be, Well, he never properly served me.
Well, this whole document that he has actually put on the docket now proves categorically that he was in the knowledge that he had been served, however, then used a third party to then return to sender. So therefore, he is acknowledging that he was aware that he had been served and is trying to avoid that. But oh my God, no.
Oh, AT1, I've seen AOs make more coherent arguments at 2 a.m. in the Philippines than this motion, just saying. Mr. Squid is an AO. We're just putting that out there.
I mean, let me ask you a question.
IOAS.
Excuse me. Okay, let me just try to figure this one out. I am being served. I'm trying to avoid serve, but the thing is, and then I go to a lawyer and get a lawyer, and I talk to a lot, and the lawyer writes this document for me. Now, the lawyer probably got his license from a Kellogg's box, because this whole document is contradicting everything that he has said and he is doing. He said he didn't get served. So if he didn't get served, considering he lives in the same building as his brother, considering that his brother, he acknowledges that his brother told him that he got served and he basically wrote return to the sender. Therefore, knowingly and being...
And after this comment, and we're going to move on so your brain doesn't melt any further. Because, judge allows serve in 4 weeks. Advertisement, he's been served. Randy has receipts, proof of advertisement. I screenshotted it. The first time I saw it, I screenshotted it. I think I still have that screenshot somewhere. I'm not sure if I saved it to my
he's been
pictures.
served then.
But I screenshotted it because I looked for it.
That means he's
been served.
And then
the fact that he's still using this freaking special appearance thing is hilarious. It's like, bitch, you've been served. Congratulations. You're officially been served.
Do you know what, Sir Frank Otter? I love you. Hugs. No, this is no, hands built. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to go to, fuck it. I'm going to my happy. Fuck it. I'm muting.
Yeah. Spawn Trooper doesn't have a caveman IQ yet, but it's incoming if we keep reading this. If we keep stopping and discussing why this is so stupid instead of I think this was written by Bubbles, just because this is kind of the mental gymnastics that Bubbles was really good at. I have no proof of that. That is my opinion. But that's based on the filings that we read last year in Federal 1 this past year from Federal 1 from Bubbles. This is the mental gymnastics. This is Simone Biles level mental gymnastics. Just to, So, yeah, BBB's behind this again. I agree. Just the mental, Spawn, just stop. If you were trying to avoid service, you were smart enough not to go in a live chat and talk about the case, since theoretically you would not know of the case. There's the Spawn.
Right now, my box, point absolute, hit the nail on the head. I'm going back in my box, muting myself.
Okay, then I'm gonna read, and maybe we'll make it through this by next week.
Oh, snap.
Hey, it's my favorite fat shamer. Although you were, Zach, you were challenged today. Freaking Steven called me fat too.
For that comment, I hope that one day you get an itch and you find that your arms are too short to scratch.
No, Zach is my favorite fat shamer. It's an inside joke.
You said about me, about like it takes you 2 weeks to...
Oh. I was like, hey, Dose Reality is here. If you haven't checked out Dose's channel too, she's got a really good channel. So nobody takes my job.
Okay, sorry, before you carry on, I've got one serious question to ask. Now, considering that, like, Mike, right, considering that he has been served by the newspapers and everything else, and this document here clearly says and is proof that he knows that he got served. What do you think the outcome will be when the judge gets to read it? I mean, the judge must be sitting there pulling whatever hair he has left on his head out. Or do you think that the judge will actually see, well, hang on a second, by what he's saying here, he's fully aware that he has been served, but he's trying to avoid it?
I got nothing.
Well, anyone in chat? Anybody? Any brain waves or brain farts or anything?
I'm 100% or not 100%. The judge reads the full documents most of the time. His clerks do.
Oh,
No
God.
comprende. All right. We're going to get back to this. Section 801 requires mailing the summons and complaint at or immediately prior to the first publication. Plaintiff offers no proof that timely, proper mailing under Wisconsin law occurred, and they used an address where defendant lacked mail authority. He spelled mail wrong. Just sorry.
Where?
It's right here. He that was mean. Oh,
yeah, and where's the grammar
and all possibly, but not bad.
And where's the spelling and grammar PD when you need them?
No, it wasn't. I was making a mean joke because it says lacked mail, MAIL, like the ability to receive mail there, but he needed to spell it MALE because he lacks mail authority as well. That failure independently defeats any claim, but it's not funny when you have to explain the joke. So, yes, he has no mail authority.
MS Coast Life, you know he is.
Just saying.
Oh my!
It's not funny when you have to explain the joke. So I'm just going to move on. That failure independently defeats any claim that the publication was valid, much less that its cost should be shifted. Attorney's fees for the motion are unavailable absent valid Rule 4D service expense. Rule 4D permits reasonable expenses, including attorney's fees, of any motion required to collect those service expenses. Because plaintiffs have not met Rule 41 or 2, there are no service expenses to collect, and thus no basis for attorney's fees. Defendant's good faith Sorry, I almost choked on my own spit. Like the fact that the defendant and good faith are in the same sentence. I lost my shit for a second. Defendant's good faith participation and concerns regarding Rule 11 threats. 11th Circuit instructs that Rule 11 is aimed at deterring baseless conduct. This is not a fee-shifting weapon for disputed procedural issues, and creative or imperfect but good faith filings are not sanctionable. Kaplan v. Daimler Chrysler, 11th Circuit, 1990. Defendant respectfully asked the court to take notice that plaintiff's counsel has sent a safe harbor Rule 11 letter and then a follow-up email repeating that sanctions would be sought if defendant did not withdraw filings labeled as special appearances. Defendant is a self-represented litigant with limited legal education and financial means who is doing his best to respond to court filings accurately and respectfully.
I refuse to comment. I'm saying zilch, nil, nada.
Yeah. Hey, Raquel, haven't seen you in a while. Don't think Judge reads half the stuff his clerks don't alert Judge of the statements made prior, then being different in the next document. If he did, they'd already be very pissed off. Oh, he's already pissed off. He's already pissed off. I just think that he is I believe this judge is also doesn't want to get the reputation of being too nitpicky. And he at first was expecting adults to just be adults. And I think he learned a very valuable lesson that he will take into future cases, because judges aren't perfect either. Like, judges are people too. So sometimes they do things and they make mistakes and they expect things out of people that we obviously know aren't going to happen. But
I also think because of what happened with the sanctions and everything else, and then it got passed on to different judges, I think the judge Belief or whatever his name is, he has to concentrate on one thing. If something is taken off his desk and handed to another judge, he can't argue that. No, it's what that judge decides to do, then goes back to him, and then So if Deuce Boy thinks that he's walking away from that sanction, in fact, because he's a defendant in one of the cases, that's probably also a reason why the sanctions haven't been slapped on him yet, because that's probably all going to come out in one case. So
yeah,
there's probably a reason why. Sorry, go ahead.
getting sanctions by a judge where you're a defendant in another case with that same judge is a very touchy subject. But I just have to laugh at all the people who saw Judge Hinkle's motion or order and then all of a sudden assumed that Bolitho was off the case. And I'm like, no.
I mean, Jeff Montgomery's got a good point.
This motion is evidence that he did receive the service as it was received via mail and an address he was associated with. Yep. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. I kind of had a meltdown. Not a meltdown, but like my brain just.
No. No, it hits the nail on the head, that one does. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't use nail and head in the same sentence. My apologies. And in fact, hang on a minute. It's funny you say that, because Joanne just made a comment, and I can remember, didn't Bruce Matzkin turn around to Jabba the Hoot and say, if there's any comeback on, or in YouTube, anything that's said on YouTube, I've got contacts to lawyers and I know I can get you legal representation. So, oh my God, I can't even think anymore, to be honest with you. I mean, I've heard. I'm glad that in each culture and country there are a minority of people, and unfortunately for us tonight, we have been introduced to one.
I don't know. Like, it's where football and hockey and basketball all are coming together.
And parachuting without a parachute.
Trifecta. Oh, and figure skating. The Grand Prix is going on right now, and since I'm a former figure skater, I'm very interested in that sport as well. So like all my sports are coming together at one time right now, combined with the holidays, combined with the fact that I started a second channel. So I barely have time to watch what I want to watch, let alone things I don't watch. So I don't watch any of the hater channels. So anything that I say on here is speculation based on what I've heard from other people.
Exactly.
It's not, unless I get sent screenshots, I don't know for sure, or direct quotes, because I do not care enough to give people ad revenue that I don't like.
Yeah. And why is it that, like, when we have a discussion or when we give our own opinion about stuff we read and see and hear, why is it such a bad thing? I mean, like, it's okay for other people to do it, but when certain individuals do it, like myself or you or other people, it's a bad thing. Why is it? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, because one, I'm a sheepshag, and two, I'm not from America. So fuck you. There you go. But the thing is, everyone has a right to have an opinion, even if you don't like that opinion. Okay, it's fine. It's okay to not like someone's opinion. It's fine. That's good. It's good to not like it. But at the same time, right, you have to remember that, right, when someone has an opinion, that means you can start a discussion, a discourse where, you may not agree. You may agree. You may even have a different solution or a different input. But don't try to dictate what people can and can't say when it's their own opinion or a speculation, But looking at this document, My head hurts.
Yeah. These repeated threats of sanctions for good faith participation are intimidating and have made defendant fearful of continuing to participate. You don't get a choice. Sorry, bro. It's not how this shit works.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
definitely a Bruce move. That.
uh, yeah. Yeah, and Tammy, we've kind of beat that dead horse, but um the judge hasn't given sanctions yet because one, and I will repeat this again for the last time. You haven't been here in a while, so rehash. Um, one, you cannot actively hand out sanctions in a case that is on stay because of the bankruptcy. Federal one is on a stay. You cannot legally give out sanctions on a case that is on a stay. It's like hitting pause and then trying to watch the movie. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
You just can't do it. And secondly, there's a lot to go through. I always say I've said it from the very beginning when that hearing happened. Writing a check for sanctions is easy. It's simple. It's like getting a speeding ticket. It's like, here, pay your fine and be about your business. We're all good. What Bruce did takes a very like, you need to go through the Northern District of Florida's local rules. You need to go through the American Bar Association rules. You need to go through the Florida rules because he's pro hoc vice. You need to go through the Florida bar rules because he's pro hoc vice. You need to go through the rules of the bar where he does have a license. So Massachusetts and Connecticut, there's a lot of paperwork to go through. There's talking to Judge Hinkle on how to actually go about doing this because I'm sure you don't get a pro hoc vice sanctions doesn't show up for a hearing very often. So it's kind of a one-off, what do we do in this situation? And I'm sure it's the judge's first time ever handling a situation such as this. So he has a lot of people to talk to. That combined with Bruce is now a defendant in a case where he is also the judge. So it's complicated. Writing a $4,000 check is easy. I mean, it's expensive, but it's easy.
Mm.
It's pay your fine, here's your thing, we're good to go, clean slate.
But my question is this though. Someone wrote in there. Excuse me. Devil fan wrote in there. He was fired during the stay, so sanctions are unenforceable. The thing is, he wasn't fired. He wrote in a document that he was fired, but it turns out he wasn't fired because he asked Lynette Preston and John Cook to be relieved of his duties as their lawyer. And here comes the problem. One, you'd have to richly prove that, and two, if they can prove that he lied on a docket on a legal document, those sanctions that he got when Randy got his sanctions will be nothing compared to what the court will do to him. And the fact that he's still got a license to practice law is I still can't get over that.
But the biggest thing right now is that the federal one is on a stay, so they can't impose sanctions. Even if they have them all ready to go, they know exactly what they're going to do. They
Yeah.
legally and ethically can't because federal one is on a stay.
But not
Nothing
federal
can
two.
be done in that case at all
Mhm.
until the stay is lifted, which means the bankruptcy is complete. So it's kind of, we're in a holding pattern. They might have everything that they want to do, but they can't. Ethically and by the bar rules, they can't because it's on a stay.
And here's
So
the weird thing.
the people that are constantly like, well, he hasn't gotten sanctions yet because federal one is on a stay. So you can thank Lynette for that.
But here comes the best part. Right, people, ladies, Ewoks, Wookiees, and members of the jury, they haven't even got into court with all the evidence yet. So just imagine when the day comes and they walk into court with all the proof and the evidence and everything else. What do you think is going to happen to the anti-what the hell's ecosystem? I don't want to be walking through that minefield. That I can assure you of.
And Dose brought up a really good point. I lost you said it, but Deuce being fired does not change the fact that he can or should be sanctioned for conduct when he was on the job. That's true too. But regardless of anytime you hear someone say, well, the judge still hasn't sanctioned him, that person just needs to stop talking because federal one is literally on a stay and they can't sanction anybody when the case is on a stay. But they use that as a means to get people fired up, or they take advantage of the people that don't understand. And it's like it started to annoy me months ago, but it's like to the point where I'm no longer like entertaining that. It's like you're either stupid yourself or you're taking advantage of people who are ignorant or aren't paying attention
Yeah, good comment there, Jeff Grady.
and overly emotional. BBB being fired are not irrelevant to sanctions. The violations occurred prior to him being fired. That's true too. Yes. Once the case reopens, Bruce's sanctions will include perjury. Maybe. That one I'm always up for. Like, it should, but should and will are two different things. So
a lot of good brains in here tonight. I'm glad there is.
Federal 2 is only on stay for her. Federal 1, because there's only 2 defendants, is on stay for everybody.
Yep.
That's where the distinction is. Federal 2, the stay only is in regards to Lynette. However, Federal 1, the judge said because Federal 1, the 2 defendants are so closely linked and they had the same lawyer at the time, that Federal 1 is stayed for everybody.
Hang on a second. Time out.
Yes, a stay is not difficult. Nothing happens in the case, period.
Yeah, hang on a minute. Whoa, hang on. Whoa, hold the press, hold my phone, and hold the beer. John Cook was not represented by Bruce Matzkin. The only person, from what I can figure out, understand, is that Lynette Preston was the only one being represented, and John Cook was only part, basically luggage, because when he had his deposition, at the time, Silverman was representing Lynette Preston,
and here, here is Belitho's order for this day. July 8th, and it says the court also invited plaintiff to respond, blah, blah. Given the irrelevantness of the claims against the only 2 defendants in this case, the case should be stayed as to defendant Cook. Prior to plaintiff's response, defendant Preston filed a notice of automatic stay advising the court of her bankruptcy. It is ordered as to defendant Preston, it stayed. As to defendant Cook, it stayed. There you go. And as to defendant Cook and Preston's counterclaims are stayed. So everything in Federal 1 is stayed to everybody involved. There you go. Just instead of talking about it, we just
show it.
Yeah. And that's why I like having the docs, because that way it's like, nope, here's the judge's words. Like, all right, getting back to this, because maybe we'll finish it. Defendant does not seek Rule 11 sanctions here and references this correspondence only so the court may understand the chilling effect of plaintiff's threats when evaluating their response to shift fees against the pro se litigant acting in good faith. You are not acting in good faith, sir. I did not understand that Matzkin sanctions were also under the stay. I thought that was a separate judge's order of lawyer and ethical. Thanks, Squid, Spawn, and chat. Yeah, it's basically it stayed as in regards to everything. Like nothing happens. No sanctions, no nothing, no orders, no motions. The only thing that has to be filed in Federal 1 is a motion from Randy saying that, yes, the bankruptcy is still ongoing every 90 days. That's it. Everything else stops.
A question of interest. If everything is on stay and she's got this bankruptcy thing going on, what would the continuous grift that she's after financial help, because my brain is saying, well, if I'm going for bankruptcy and I ask Squid to loan me $6,000, that constitute a debt.
Yeah.
Now, incurring more debt when you're already in a bankruptcy case
is not good.
That's and there's so much proof out there the amount of grifting that she's already done.
And Angie, I sort of disagree with you, but only in this respect. I don't think he's necessarily soft on LP and JC. I do know that in general, when defendants are pro se, they are given a little more leeway.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a Belitho thing. That is just you saw it even with Sarah Boone. Even though we all hate Sarah Boone, you even saw it with Sarah Boone that the judge was a little bit more lenient on her because she's pro se. She's not a lawyer. However, I also think that this is the first time that the judge has ever dealt with certain personalities of people. And that being said, I think he expected people to act like adults that we know don't act like adults. And we know this from seeing actions outside the courthouse, but the judge, taking things at face value, expects adults to act like adults.
Yeah.
I playing devil's advocate, in a lawsuit, even though you're being sued, generally speaking, the average person acts like an adult with their behavior. However, we have seen that certain people, present motion included, do not act like grown-ass people. Because grown-ass people do not evade service. Grown-ass people do not act like children. Do not act like they are the victim. Do not act like malignant narcissists. And treat everybody else like crap. And then the one time when they are treated like crap, oh my God, it's the end of the fucking world. And God help us. This is what happened. And this is what happened. And this is what happened. And that is not just defendants in this case. This is in general what I've noticed when people are called on their bullshit in life. They get very, you can be an asshole to everybody. It's like a high school bully. It's like a high school bully. The people who will bully and bully and bully and bully and talk shit about you behind your back, act like a friend to your face, talk shit about you behind your back. And it's like, but the one time that you talk back or prove that they're full of fucking shit, all of a sudden, oh my God, they're so mean. They're so mean to me. They're trying to tear me down. No, bitch, we're just pointing out the fucking obvious.
Do you know what? For a second there, I really thought that you should take up acting. Sorry,
I can't even freaking record a video without stumbling over my words. So
I already told you how to deal with that.
That's not unusual. That is not unusual. That happens all the time. The judge even put, Sarah Boone wrote it, but the judge even put what the hell is his name? The judge in Orange County that had the Sarah Boone case, AT1, help me out. Saint Sarah of the Samsonite even put a letter in the courthouse break room for asking for a lawyer. So that is not unusual. It's not unusual. It's not unusual at all.
And I thought there was an organization out there, like if people couldn't afford a lawyer, they could. I know there's organizations out there, you know.
Thank you, Kranick.
Excuse me.
Thank you, Malin. Judge Kranick.
You know, I'm sure there's organizations out there who will help legally with, you know, as a lawyer with stuff like this. And you're telling me they can't find that?
Just one that says, sorry to ask, but seeing how frustrated so many of us are since Deuce didn't show up for sanctions, should the judge have waited to sanction Shockett till he was able to do both at the same time? No. Because the judge doesn't really care what you were, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to be rude with that, but the judge literally doesn't give a shit what people on YouTube think.
And also,
he's going by He's
Sorry,
going
go on.
by his, and I'm pretty sure Randy would say the same thing. I have not ever spoken to Randy, but I'm pretty sure Randy has a good enough head on his shoulders to be like, yeah, just get it over with.
Yeah.
But it's going back to that whole like Randy's sanctions are easy. It's just think of it as a speeding ticket. You pay your fine, you're good to go. Your slate is clean, you're good to go. Um, what Bruce did is a lot more technical, and it's like a court case versus a speeding ticket. You pay speeding ticket, you pay your fine, you're good. Like you got in a car accident and you unalived somebody. You have to go to court for that. It's a big difference. Um, one is really easy. You pay your fine, you're good to go. The other one takes time, effort, money, reading through case law, figuring out what you know, evidence
Mm.
and shit like that. So it's one's easy, one's complicated. Since Randy was there, just get it out of the way. Don't have it hanging over Randy's head. Yeah. Yeah, and realistically, Randy's fine is a nothing burger.
And also one thing that people need to take into consideration, it shows you that Randy has integrity and ethics, and he
And
is
that's true
professional.
too.
And he no matter what, he got slapped on the wrist, he paid his due. Right, it just shows you that it's like black and white. It shows you the differences in professionalism, in etiquette, in integrity and ethics. So my kudos to Randy Sockett for showing people out here and out there that there are lawyers who are
Ethically aware.
yeah, bollocks.
Yeah. So there's two comments. I'm behind and on high speed plus multitasking. What are our brains supposed to fart on? Don't reality. I love you.
Yeah.
And then Chucky says, on a personal and brighter note, I would like Spawn Trooper to use the term bollocks with a higher frequency.
Oh, you want me to? Yeah, I mean, I think this whole document is bollocks because, to be honest with you, I mean, like stupid Dave is walking around with a pair of bollocks over his eyes because he's an absolute.
Yeah. And Chris also brings up a good point, and the judge did not see Bubbles putting the bankruptcy in. That's true. Because the judge does not watch YouTube. I can guarantee, like, most judges, there's a couple judges who have, like, Facebook pages to, like, advertise themselves as judges to, like, for re-elections and shit like that. But on the average, most
Hi, Pickle.
politicians don't have Facebook pages and social media because it could become an ethical concern.
Yeah,
Because
that's
you're not
another.
supposed
Yeah,
to research
yeah,
you're not
that's
supposed
another
to
big thing,
research
isn't
your
it?
client or your parties in your cases, and if someone goes, "Well, you have social media, you could have looked me up on social media." It's too much of a fine line to be able to prove that you didn't. So, yeah,
What do you mean, come out my shell?
it's joking. It's
I
a
need to
joke.
go back. I need to go back in it. I mean,
Mm.
I mean, it's like one in regards to what you just said about the judges. The thing is, the judge, they have to have a separation between, the cases. If they start getting involved, checking up, Facebook and stuff like that, then it sort of questions the ethics. And like, to be honest with you, I mean.
Yeah, we'll finish this. We're on page 10.
Yeah, please do. Please.
Plaintiff's post-mailing conduct shows bad faith. Plaintiff Jeremy Hales continued publicly promoting an increased bounty to locate defendant even after claiming service attempts. Because like, I don't like everything Jeremy does, and I've said that. But that
Yep.
doesn't mean Jeremy doesn't make good points or have a reason for what he is doing in certain instances, and this would be one of them. This would be one of those instances where I agree with Jeremy in the sense of why he was doing what he was doing. It's like putting in a reward for for information in a cold case. Like, it is what it is. Um, Trust me, I have friends that wanted that bounty, by the way, because that's my hometown. I have friends there. I went to school there. I know people there. You know? Um, If plaintiffs truly believe they had located defendant, continuing such efforts was harassment, not diligence. And then we're going to put in that goes the game we're going to play. What is stalking? Not diligence. Good clarification. Defendant acknowledges that the federal rules of civil procedure are no longer distinguished between general and special appearances. Don't care. Not important. Because plaintiff failed to demonstrate compliance, because any alleged refusal was supported by good cause, because their publication does not satisfy Wisconsin's statutory and due process requirements, and because their request is premature. Your dad was premature. And not authorized by 1920 or 11th Circuit precedent, the court should deny plaintiff's motion in its entirety. Oh. And the address on here is general delivery. But see, Milwaukee, general delivery, Milwaukee, which, if in case you have only 2 brain cells among you, that's Milwaukee County. So his service, his little stunt and case law where he used a Waukesha County case doesn't fucking apply. Doesn't fucking apply. Does not fucking apply. All right.
You're welcome, Chucky.
And because most people have seen the Hales lawsuit, we're going to go through this, the new Levy County lawsuit. We're going to go through it kind of quickly and just point out some things that I noticed when going through it.
Yep. Fucking hell.
Yeah, Dave never seems to acknowledge that if he hadn't played games, Jage wouldn't have had to go through the great lengths to find him. Yeah.
Have you seen Chucky's comment?
Which, if Spawn Trooper was a shelled animal, he would be more of a turtle, snail, or scallop.
Bollocks. Now you got Joe saying shrimp. Kay saying I would be a tortoise.
Just as long as you didn't end up at Lynette's.
I swear to God, have you ever seen the film The Great Escape? I would make that look like a freaking hobby video.
Spawn's a great white.
Yep.
So we have 258 people in here and 198 likes. Could we possibly get that up to like 200 something? We have 2 more people hit that like button. 2 more. Hey, maybe not. How are you? I'm like, ooh, 199. We're so close. All right. So we're going to go through this super quick. And I'm not. Okay. This is where people are going to disagree with me because I don't particularly like this lawsuit. And it's not that I don't like it or think it has merit on its own. However, when reading through this, and we're going to skip the parties because God forbid if you don't know who the parties are by now, there are like 8 to 10 to 15, 20 channels that have playlists going through parties. So we are going to get down to right here. We're going to get to the heart of this. However, I think it's December 17th is the hearing on this. So I think that they should have waited for that hearing to be completed and see what happens with that hearing before this was filed. If you had that hearing and that hearing, you did not get the results you wanted from that hearing, then file this lawsuit. But filing this, to me, before that is resolved, when you already have a hearing set up, is a little off for me. So, like I just that's my problem with it. And feel free to disagree with me on that. Like if this was on its own, totally understandable. However, they had that other motion to strike and all of that, and they set up a hearing for December. I think it's December 17th. I think. However, don't exactly quote me on that December 17th. I believe it's December 17th, but I could be wrong. But like, this is where I have the problem with this. And it's like, I think that this will be used against Jeremy more than it will help him. That's my problem with it. I don't think it's vexatious necessarily, but I do think that more people will try to use this against him than it will help them with court. Okay, it is the 17th. Yeah, it's a little premature. You know, it's the 17th. Okay. Yay. Roy uses squid as gross. Y'all crack me up. Sorry, I'm late. Grandson should be home from MRP to heal and possibly have surgery. Ooh. I can't agree. The hearing is about the emails and only one specific situation, not the systematic abuse. And that's okay to disagree with me. I think this would have been appropriate to be filed maybe like January 1st. Wait for that hearing to be worked on first, and then whatever comes out of that. And if whatever comes out of that, then file this. I think filing that while that one is still pending might be too. I know it's not quite the same, but it's, you know, and I disagree. Local judge has no authority over BBB as a non-party, so maybe only a judge bar complaint. And that's a good point. Like I don't have a problem with this on its like as a standalone thing, but I think it's premature. But that's just my personal opinion. Like it's, I would have waited to see what happens from the December 17th hearing and potentially added that in. But like I said, that's just my, well, I mean premature in the sense of wait till that hearing is done and then put whatever the results from that hearing were, especially if if it doesn't go the way you want it to go, into this. Because I have a feeling that something is not going to work out the way Jeremy wants it to, and then they're going to revise this, and it's going to be amended, and it's just going to annoy So we can get into it, but I just think it's a little premature. On September, Defendant Matzkin sent numerous emails directly to the Florida state courts and judicial assistants on behalf of Defendant Preston, including communications to Judge Robert Grobe's judicial assistant and other court personnel in the 8th Judicial Circuit. September 15th, Matzkin prepared legal documents for defendant that were filed in the Florida state courts, including without limitation and answer defenses and counterclaims filed in case number of that. And here's my other thing. And y'all can feel free to disagree with me this because there's a difference between like what I think should happen and what legally I believe will happen or anything like that. How do you prove this? Do you get them to turn on each other? Like there's the difference.
Well, there's only two people who could actually bring something to the table, and that would be the late widow, Mrs. Stark, sorry, and the other person would be Ray Bonecrusher.
Well, here she said it, but where did she say it? What was she doing when she said it? These are all questions that the court might ask because the court just doesn't take shit as face value because anybody can say anything at any time. So, and he can also go, well, she's a proven liar, so she's lying now. There's my thing. How do you prove it beyond the fact that she might have said it? Because we can prove that she's a liar in multiple instances. So if we can prove it, so can Bruce. And if Bruce can prove she's a liar in past precedent and bring in prior bad acts and has a history of lying and manipulating people, he might be able to convince the judge that like I'm looking at things from all sides. We don't like look at it from a different perspective. And that's how I get an airtight, like, we get an airtight case is like we don't just look at it from one perspective because shit can be manipulated. And we know she lies. So even though I don't think she lied about this, even though I'm convinced you need something more in court than just because I said so. Like, you know, it's just
I mean, on a technical standpoint, I've just seen someone make a comment. If, hypothetically speaking, Lynette Preston or Deuce freaking idiot, if they really wanted to throw each other under the bus, all they
I'm
had
here
to,
for it.
huh?
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'll pay first row. All they have to do is just hand over all the text messages and all the emails.
And that's
That's it.
why I ask questions, because this is literally me just coming up with, well, how can you prove it? Because there's always a difference between what we know and what we can prove. Always. Like there are multiple cases that I've watched where I'm like, oh, if the jury could only know what I know.
Yeah, but hang on a minute, Chucky. The moment one of those, here's the thing. Yes, they may be protected under a lawyer-client privilege. However, if the lawyer or whatever you want to call him, anyway, if the lawyer or the client decides to post those messages onto the public forum, then that client-lawyer privilege goes out the window. So, and the thing is, we all know that Lynette Preston loves to put out stuff there. And then when she gets called, when people call her out on her lies, and she does that quite often, right? The response is she'll either put up a 6,000-page essay about, everyone's lying, God will forgive them, blah, 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 blah. But, all these people could richly, on a technicality, throw each other under the bus, and it would blow this whole case out of the water instantly.
And Tammy, could she not be required to identify the law? According to Florida law, no.
Exactly, Chucky.
So, according to Florida law, anything I could find relating to that law, we talked about on a Tuesday stream a couple weeks ago. But anything I've been able to find says no, you don't have to identify, and I don't believe that the judge. I haven't seen anything that says the judge can ever force you, because that's lawyer-client privilege. Even though it's a limited capacity, it's still the it was ethics opinion 79-1, if I'm remembering correctly. And it stated that there was still a lawyer-client privilege, even though it was on a limited basis, and the lawyer had to inform the client about it. So I don't see a judge being able to interrupt that lawyer-client privilege, even on a limited basis. So that's where it got shady. And we even mentioned it in that stream. That is where it gets shady, because that opinion was written by the Florida bar, implying that it's a licensed Florida lawyer. That's where interpretation, that's where shit gets a little shady and a little backroom, black market stuff. So, yeah, it's he was no longer
Right.
his lawyer, and it's so null and void after he claimed fired regarding attorney-client privilege. Well, yes and no. Yes to the federal cases, no to the Florida cases. However, based on the Florida ethics opinion. However, there is that little caveat that Raquel talked about he's not a Florida lawyer. So it's a limited lawyer-client privilege when it comes to ghostwriting. It's complicated. Nothing in our legal system is ever, there's always these technicalities. Technically, the lawyer is a limited lawyer-client privilege, and the client does not have to put the lawyer's name. However, technically, it was written by a Florida bar, so it implies a Florida lawyer. So it's,
Mm.
it, you know,
Can I just read this out to you guys?
Yeah.
But I just did while you were talking, I just did a little bit of research, and I've got 2 results here. The first one is, for example, Alabama, Arizona, Maine, and North Carolina do not require disclosure of legal ghostwriting. Other states, such as Florida, Nevada, and West Virginia, allow this type of unbundled representation, but require disclosure to the court and opposing counsel. So, yeah, it makes it a little bit, and here goes. Ghost. Shit, where is it? Sorry. In its formal opinion, 07446 2007, an American Bar Association announces a favorable view towards attorneys who ghostwrite for the pro se litigants. The opinion downplays the supposed danger that pro se litigants will get an unfair advantage from this. For one, it's obvious when strong arguments have been made prepared by an attorney. For another, even if the attorney drops the ball and makes weak arguments, this means that the pro se litigant gains no advantage anyway. And the opinion concludes as follows. Because there is no reasonable concerns that the litigant appearing pro se will receive an unfair benefit from tribunal as a result of behind the scenes legal assistance, the nature of extent of such assistance is immaterial and need not be disclosed. Similarly, we do not believe that the non-disclosure of the fact of legal assistance is dishonest so as to be prohibited. And it goes on and on and on. But there's one thing it says quite different from how the American Bar Association and the Florida Bar approach ghostwriting. The Montana Bar announces an extremely hostile view in the opinion of 101-216-2010. This opinion was issued in response to the request by the Montana Supreme Court for comments regarding proposed rule changes that would allow for unbundling of legal services in general and for ghostwriting in particular. Unable to hide its disdain, the opinion begins by equating unbundled legal services with incompetence. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. I mean, I could sit all day and fucking read all this. But in Florida, I think it says it here. I mean, I'm not going to argue with people who actually know better than I do. But it says here in Florida, for example, they have to disclose who's writing it to the courts and to the opposition counsel. But I've seen documents on the docket where written by legal support or
Muted. Dose Reality says there's always a difference, it seems, between what we think should happen legally and what does happen in the end. And there's the fine line that I'm trying to skirt on this channel is like, yo, I completely understand where you guys are coming from, and I want a lot of that shit to happen too. But at the same time, I've watched enough court cases in my life, and I've realized that I have no emotions other than annoyance and anger on this channel. I've realized that like my goal is to remain objective and not go by what I want to happen, but what I think might happen and see things not from where I want to see them emotionally, but like objectively. And because sometimes I watch court cases like that Christopher Schultz case. I'm not upset that he unalived himself. I will admit I am not. Apparently it was carbon monoxide poisoning, which doesn't take the place of the way his daughter passed away burning in a hot car. However, I am not upset that he self-deleted. And I will fully admit that. I got emotional about that case because I have a 3-year-old. However, there are certain cases where I have no skin in the game, and I purposely have no skin in the game so that I can remain somewhat emotionless. The only thing I tend to get upset about is when I try to make a point and y'all literally tell me shit I already know or completely miss my point. But Dose is really, really good here. And like, I don't have to be friends with someone to admit that they have facts on their side. It's a thing, like You don't have to be like, I don't have to be friends with Jeremy to admit that he's got a lot of points and the facts are generally on his side in this case. But I don't agree with everything in every filing because I try to be objective. And you're not going to agree with everybody all the time. If you do, you're either brainwashed or you're stupid.
Mhm.
Sorry. Um, that's true too. That's a really good point too. And I didn't think of that, but you're right. I think that would have been better. Almost think Randy should have brought this on his own without Jeremy, maybe more credibility to it. I also think that they wouldn't be able to use it against Jeremy because at the end of the day, it's not Jeremy, it's Randy.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
that was my issue and why I thought maybe this should have waited. Because of Jeremy, not because of Randy's involvement and Randy's part of being a party to this case, but Jeremy's. Because Jeremy is a party in the case that has a December 17th hearing in regards to some of the things that went on with this. So,
Mm.
Jan, you bring up a really good point. You bring up a really good point that completely like went over my head, you know?
I think this whole freaking situation is just, I don't know.
But
I think,
Dan, I think you went to the heart of my problem with this motion or this court case. Is not the court case itself and not the complaint itself, but the fact that Jeremy's a party. And I think Randy should have brought this solo. I also my little nitpicky shit is that Randy's representing himself.
which he can do.
I know
Which
he
is,
can do, but is that the smartest thing to do because he's emotionally involved and he's got so much other shit.
yeah, good point.
And it's never a good idea to represent yourself even if you have the legal knowledge. We've said it time and time again with the other cases, and especially Lips being pro se in all her cases. It's just, is it a good idea? I mean, it's obviously possible, and I know he's smart. I'm not saying he's not smart. I'm just saying, like, in federal too, as an example, the only two people who have lawyers are the lawyers. I don't think that's on purpose or on accident.
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, Jeff Montgomery just hit the nail on the head, and I totally agree with him. You know, it's and not just that. I want to add to Jeff's comment. I hope that some of the people involved in the Hales receive adequate punishment for their conduct and behavior, and that they realize that lying for your truth and fabricating stuff and conducting and behaving yourself in such a way, because what the thing is, if you ever go for a job and that company or that individual who wants to employ you does a background check and types your name into Google, it's going to damage your future, your professional future, and the only people to blame for that is yourself.
And dose reality, I've been worried about this for a while. She says, I agree. These people are also wily. I worry about Randy getting overloaded. I've been worried about that for a while. And that was part of my point where some people got pissed at me. One person really got pissed at me. He's now blocked from this channel for God knows how long. However, sorry, I just read the next comment. I've been worried about that for a while, and that was where I brought up on Tuesday some stuff about maybe waiting for one lawsuit to be finished before starting a new one. In the sense of when is too many and when is spreading yourself, or more importantly, your lawyer getting spread too thin. Because you can be great at anything, but if you have too much going on at one time, you're not it. I know enough about the brain to know that there is no such thing as multitasking. Your brain can only focus on one thing at a time. So it's alternative tasking. It's focusing on this, then focusing on this, then focusing on that. And if you have so many things to focus on, nothing gets the best of your attention. And everything in your world starts to suffer quality-wise. So how much is too much? And that's what I brought up, the difficult conversation. And it's not an easy conversation,
No, it's not.
but it's not meant to be a dig at Jeremy. It's meant to be an honest thought. When
Observation.
is honest observation and thought-provoking conversation of when is too much.
I mean, you can tell. I mean, I've been following him for a few years.
This is what I was laughing at.
Yeah, and
Can't believe
one thing I've noticed is the change in his demeanor. You know, you can tell he and George are under so much fucking strain. You can tell, and I've said this in the past. You know, when there was a health scare and he just ended up in tears. That is someone under a lot of pressure, under a lot of stress.
Yes. Thanks for the call. It's meant to be a concern of that want to happen to him or the real important cases. Yes. And when also it's meant to be a what is the end game? Because these people I don't think are ever going to stop.
No.
And what happens if the judge says this doesn't meet the limit to recommend criminal charges or forward this to a county prosecutor or county attorney or the, whatever, or whoever a federal judge can refer it to? It doesn't meet the threshold, in his opinion, to refer it for charges. So in that case, they're going to keep doing, I believe, this is my wholehearted, I believe these people will never stop. How much can you take before you just go, you're going to be an idiot, I'm just going to let you be an idiot and move on with my life? Like,
Yeah, but
you
at the
can keep
same
talking because at the end of the day, your talk is just all talk.
Yeah, but playing now my turn to play devil's advocate. The problem is if they get away, even if they get away with a little bit, if they get away, it gives a bad precedent towards any future cases like this, where lawyers or defendants can just put in willy-nilly anything they write, and just it gives a bad precedent on future court cases, which could then turn the legal system into a joke, which
Yeah,
it already is,
and
sort of.
Melody, I don't know if you're watching on Tuesday, but there were some people in the chat and some people in the comments that had problems with that. And it was like, it was not meant to be, and it's still not meant to be. Yes, but my point is you clear your name with those first two federal cases, and then you realize that people are stupid. People are gonna be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And you just let the stupid people be stupid and hope that what's the freaking Darwin takes over.
Darwin
You know?
Award.
Yeah.
Mm.
So like, but though that is where federal 1 and federal 2 come in. That is where federal 1 and federal 2. That is the two federal cases, and that's that. It's actually federal 1. I'm talking about all this little spatty stuff on the internet that they are not going to stop doing.
Mm.
This is
And
already
also,
being handled. This comment, Joe, your comment's already being handled. And screenshot this. That's already being handled with federal 1 and federal 2. But it's all this extra stuff like the shit lips and Fleesa pulled last week with the school. Like, where do you let that stuff you let them people run their mouth and get in, because you give them enough rope to hang themselves, as the saying goes. You just let them do what they do and just let them be stupid. Like, there are certain people who hate the fact that I exist, but I don't care because they just show their true colors and they keep talking, and it's like, fine, you do you, boo-boo. People will eventually see that you suck at life.
Yeah.
Fine.
And also you have to take
talk. Well, who am I to stop somebody from, like, there's obviously thresholds like the signs, but that's already being handled. And it's like,
I mean, like, and also, ladies and gentlemen, you have to take into consideration that it's not just about Jeremy and Randy and everyone else, but there's other people involved, like Mr. Magoo, who has an ongoing case in New York, New Jersey with the DA. Now, he thinks that he's untouchable and he can do what he likes, considering that he's got a PO against him until 2028. Now, if the DA gets a taste of what's going on here, right? I mean, the behavior, everything that's going on here can be used against these people in other court cases. But obviously, they're either too dumb to not realize that, or they don't care. It's very this whole situation is very dangerous because, like, you're dealing with people who seem to not care what anyone thinks. They'll just freaking scrounge, say what they want, make up crap, and that's dangerous.
And I think we're done with this complaint.
Yeah.
We all have seen what it says. Like, it's posted a lot of everywhere. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna, yeah. However, screenshot this, and I totally understand where you're coming from, and I get it too, because we all want accountability. But there's this is where on my channel, I try to be, and maybe it's the fact that I worked in the medical field where I can, like, I removed my emotion from a bunch of decision making shit. Like, where my grandmother was concerned. My father and my grandfather were still alive at the time. But my grandfather and my father asked me to be her power of attorney for healthcare because I could make the decisions without being overly emotionally invested. Even though she was my grandmother, I could still separate the objectiveness of what was actually happening from my emotion of her being my grandmother. Although that did kind of be fun to get mad at doctors and yell at doctors and have to work with them the next week. That was hilarious, but that's a side note. Maybe it's from that, but I always want accountability. But at the end of the day, you can't sue everybody for every little thing or every, like, you can't go after everybody for everything they do. You can't clap back all the time. It's like, where is the fine line? Obviously, the orders of protection, personal safety stuff, that is not even that does not matter. It's the extra stuff. It's because technically he has a case against Felisa for what she said for the school stuff. He has an open and shut case there. But is it worth starting a new case? And it's kind of that situation of, like, these people are never going to fucking stop. So it's, where's the line of when do you start just letting people know you cleared your name in the federal 1 and federal 2, and now it's time to just let the stupid will weed itself out.
Yep.
It's Oh, and I believe the hurt will never go away from this case. It's just one of those,
Yeah, they're definitely gonna. I think they're definitely gonna change the way they play poker. I think they're gonna. I feel sorry for George because, like, she's gone through quite a few scares, medical scares, and she's been under a lot of stress. And then she has to, obviously, I know what ladies are like when it comes to looking after their men. I know you guys worry about us more than we worry about ourselves, and I get it. And you can tell that sometimes the look alone can say that she's concerned, but they both are being put under a lot of pressure just to keep people away from them. Just to say, leave me alone. And people couldn't do that. And then, like, obviously, when you, I really don't know what to say anymore with this because it's it's like you throw a boomerang. Huh?
It is repetitive.
Yeah, it's like someone is throwing a boomerang with razor blades and no one's willing to catch the fucker. That's what it's like. It just goes around in a circle, and all it would have taken is two individuals to being told to cease and desist. Okay.
And Jeffrey, when was the bankruptcy denied? Because they have a hearing scheduled on 12/9. And that they have a hearing scheduled on 12/9. And
Well, you mean the 9th of the 12th, 9th of December?
yeah,
Okay.
December
see.
9th. So I don't know what you were. No, it's not denied as of now. There were issues with it, submission errors, but it looks like those were corrected.
Hang on a minute. If you're doing a bankruptcy, you would not mention one thing about flea market, about no.
Yeah, it's just so Jeffrey, when you mentioned that, I just checked the docket, and as of 11/11, there was a certificate of service mailing filed by Jeremy's lawyer, Dennis Levine, and there's still a hearing scheduled on 12/9 at 11 a.m. So 11 a.m. Eastern. So that's all. That's the last that's in there. I checked just to make sure. So, all right, everybody. Do you want to play everybody's favorite game? Is it stalking? And then we'll call it a day.
Yes.
All right, I just have to look up the my PDF here, or my is it stalking? Where did I have that? Is it stalking? There we go. All right, I didn't make a graphic and everything because I ran out of time. I probably could have done it while Spawn was reading or be going off on one of our tangents. Oh no!
What do you mean going off on one of my tangents?
Well,
My freedom of speech is not a tangent, madam.
I had to call 911 on my dad and was so calm.
Sideways
He
earlier
passed
on.
away from a heart attack. For a long time, I thought I could have done more, but the doctor even said I could have done nothing. And sometimes you can't.
No. If it's a big one, even if it was CPR and everything, yeah. Sorry for your loss
and
there.
UConn 7, congratulations, by the way. Dodgers. Ugh.
Debatable.
Imagine the lazy
Rachel, thank
police
you.
in Florida would have done their damn jobs. A lot of this BS would be moot. It's debatable. Debatable spot.
I don't go on a tangent. I just like to say it as it is and what I think. And if people think that's a tangent or anything else, then that's do you boo. I don't care.
So we're gonna play Is It Stalking? And I have the federal definition of stalking, and then I have a list of stalking behaviors from the Department of Justice, Office on Violence Against Women, and the CDC's National Intimate Partner Violence and Sexy Time
heavy.
Violence surveys.
Right.
So
we're going to serious heavy then.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna compare what's actually a problem and what people think is a problem. So I'm gonna give a behavior, and then we're gonna go: is it stalking? Yes or no. Put a 1 in the chat for yes and a 2 for no. So the legal definition of stalking is engaging in a course of conduct directed at a specific person that would cause a reasonable person to fear for their safety or the safety of others, or suffer substantial emotional distress. And that's 18 U.S. Code 2261A1, if anybody cares to fact check me. And key parts, it must be intentional. It must be a course of conduct, which means 2+ acts, and cause fear or substantial emotional distress in a reasonable person, which the reasonable person part in 2025, I'm not really sure exists, but hey. All right. So, I'm going to give a behavior, and then we're going to say yes or no. Round 1, I'm going to give 4 questions. They send 40 texts after you stopped responding.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. That one's pretty obvious. A neighbor always seems to come outside when you do. Or 3 if 1, yes, 2, no, or 3, it depends.
Well, neighbor comes out, I'm going to go 3 because at the end of the day, you don't know what the neighbor's doing unless they
Yeah,
do it every time.
it says no unless it's intentional and fear-inducing. Let's see
Yeah,
another
go for
one.
it.
They repeatedly send gifts after you said stop.
That's yes.
They drive past your house daily to check if your car is there.
Yes. And possibly no. Because the thing is, you have to prove that they are deliberately going past to make sure that your car's there.
And that's always the problem too, is there's a difference between what we know is happening and what we can prove. And therein lies an issue with the justice system as a
Mm-hmm.
whole when we call the cops and say someone is stalking us, and we give them examples, and they say, well, they haven't done anything yet. It's because some of these things that they are doing are borderline and can be explained away. So
Yeah, and also driving past someone's house at the same time every day can constitute that person driving to work, going to home, or driving to a friend's house.
and
So
hi
just because
cats.
they, so go
And
ahead.
this is not meant to be triggering for anybody, because I know there are people in the chat who have had stalkers in the past, and I apologize. This is not meant to be stalking. This is just meant to be more of a fun game, making fun of those people who say that so and so and so and so and so and so are stalking. There's a group of people who have a dossier on me to try to think that I'm stalking them. It's like I don't think about them on a daily basis, but they have a dossier in a Discord server with my name on it for evidence that I'm stalking.
I think it's
So,
the other way around then, because if they got a dossier, and there's that means that 1, they're watching you. 2, they're taking screenshots and everything else. So therefore, that there, if I may quote under cyber law, right, that there is also known as monitoring a person's internet use, email or social media activity, i.e., check-in locations, check-ins, and or last seen status.
and this also goes back to when you see screenshots of my streams or clips of my streams from on other channels, they did not get them from me. FYI. Not like
Mhm.
not like I'm accusing anybody of anything. However, I do not send people screenshots of my chat for anything. There is a reason that these chats or this topic does not have live chat replay. It's because my chats and even people even play my streams in their Discord servers and have watch parties. That's not stalking, but that is creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yes, creepy or weird does
And
not
also, if you
constitute
didn't,
stalking.
I mean, if you didn't like someone, why would you continue to watch them, continue to monitor them, continue to? I
I
mean,
just
like, if
thank
I don't
them for
like
the
someone,
ad revenue and move on.
oh yeah, well, I mean, if I don't like someone, I just fucking move on. I mean, I'd rather use the energy to wipe my ass. Sorry, I'd rather sit on a throne and have a really good time and let my legs fall asleep.
Jeffrey brings up a really good point. They stalk you to prove you're stalking them.
Well, that's an oxymoron right there.
That's a Speaking of stalking, tune
Uh,
into Spawn's channel. If you have not subscribed to Spawn, I think he's doing it on his regular channel. He has a grocery store game and he named his grocery store Stalkers Are Us.
yeah, and I'll be live streaming that on Sunday. So if you want to come and have a giggle, come and have a giggle, because I've employed Squid as my cashier, and she's not doing a good job, by the way. I
All
need
right.
someone else.
A stranger looks at you round 2.
All
A
right.
stranger looks at you too long in public.
No, because like the thing is, they could. I mean, look, I'm going to give you an example. When I was in France once, I was sitting in the bus station to get a coach, and there was this woman staring at me, And I mean, like, the French people have a habit of staring. And she was staring at me, and I was like I was getting a little bit uncomfortable. So I turned around to her and said, excuse-moi, madame. And she went, oui. I said, parlez-vous anglais? And she went, yeah, oui, un petit peu. Do you speak English? And she went, yes. And I said, why are you staring at me? And she went, what do you mean? I said, why were you staring at me? And she went, I was. I went, yes. No. And I went, oh, I know what happened. She just went into, like, when you go into a daydream.
Yeah.
And she was just basically daydreaming, and she was looking straight at me, and there was me sitting there getting fucking paranoid. But yeah, it happens. So you can't really, I mean, it's like a 50-50. If they stare at you and you get up and you walk around and you walk somewhere and they follow you, now that could be constituted as they're watching you. But if you get up and walk off and they don't follow you, their eye line doesn't follow you, then it's just one of those things. We don't want to get people too paranoid.
And some people just like to people watch, like,
Yeah,
especially at like state fairs, sitting down and just watching people walk by, and like just the behaviors that people exhibit at like state fairs are hilarious. It brings out the craziest people.
I mean, Roy hit the nail on the head. I mean, like, sometimes if I'm out with the Queen, and or if I'm out with friends and family, when we go into a place, I usually put my back to a wall so I can see all the exits, and I can see everything in that
Here's
place.
one. They message your friends to get updates about you after you blocked them.
Okay, that's a possible yes.
That's yes. Proxy stalking.
Okay, I was close.
Is defined by the CDC as proxy stalking. Which is interesting because that's what people do to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just funny. An ex watches all of your public stories but never contacts you.
Yeah.
No, but it's a gray area. Can turn into stalking if it escalates. Watching your public stories on that'd be like watching all your content. Creepy, not stalking.
Actual fact, I need to ask my audience, my community, next time I'm live, to ask them who comes just to hear my voice and be with me while I'm live. That constitutes stalking, doesn't it?
And Squid, no, that's not funny. What's not funny? I just laugh at stupid people. I mean, because honestly, let's see. We'll do one more. Someone asks a mutual friend how you're doing.
No, that's that could be by proxy as well, really.
It's like it says no. Normal social behavior. It's in the category of people think these are stalking but legally aren't. I have 4 categories that I'm choosing from. I have I have obvious ones. Gray area, depends on fear and pattern. People think these are stalking but legally aren't, and surprising yes, legal stalking. So they show up at your kids' school events without having a child.
Oh, that definitely is freaking, like, for some reason every alarm bell went off in my system. That definitely is stalking.
Yes. And then last one, someone likes your old posts on your public Instagram.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm saying gray. I'm saying middle.
It's the keyword is public. So no, creepy,
No. Yeah.
but kind of weird. But then that's the last one I'm gonna say.
What do you call someone who keeps on going to if you got public, yeah, well, okay, yeah, no. If it's public, then obviously it's not. But if they continue to harass or try to damage your product, because that's what it is, a live stream is a product.
Oh, speaking of products, so we have 234 likes. We're just going to see how many dislikes we have just for the hell of it, because there's always like 3 or 4 or 5.
1.2 million.
There's 2.
Oh, bless them.
Thanks for the ad revenue.
Yeah, I learned I got explained and learned.
And surprisingly, Googling public information when you're doing a live stream about a topic that this said person is involved in, I don't know, like a fucking lawsuit, not stalking.
Nope. Doing any type of
Following
research
you in your
online.
car when you're attempting to be served, when they're attempting to serve you with court documents, not stalking.
Yeah, any type of public research that you do online is not stalking.
Yes.
That's
Do
why.
they unlike? Yep. There's certain streams where it's like unlike people will just unlike it, and it's like, thanks for letting me know that my haters are watching, because of the fact that YouTube does not treat any like a thumbs down any different. It's engagement. Like even comments where people say, you could put in the comment section, I hate you, you're stupid, and it's like, thank you for the engagement and the help boost in the algorithm. Appreciate it.
I mean, like I got
Remember, my doorbell fires back.
Wait, what?
My doorbell reloads.
Oh, what was I going to say?
In Cynthia, it shows to me, but not YouTube took away the ratio button.
They also took away who hits the thumbs up and thumbs down, because they used to have that.
Yeah, DR said some don't even watch. They just hit the unlike. It's like, whatever. Thanks for the engagement.
Yeah. I mean, I was explained this last year when I first started. When I first started doing live streams, and I was like, and at first I thought it would affect the platform, and then multiple people, even people who I no longer communicate with, explained in very simple words it doesn't affect. And I was like, oh right, okay, and then I just moved on from that. I don't really care. It doesn't bother me one bit.
Now we have 3.
The fact is, I'm a type of person, I'd rather, if you've got something constructive to say, like if you don't like me, then fine, that's not a problem. All right, that's basically, that's a you problem. But if you want to discuss why you don't like me, I am always open for that. But it doesn't mean that I will continue the engagement. I'll just, keep the conversation to short and sweet.
Yeah, and right here, I never hit here's how I use the thumbs down. If I like the creator, but I don't like the topic, I will use the thumbs down button to communicate with the creator that I like you, but I don't like the specific topic that you're talking about. Like, it's not my cup of tea. That way they still get the engagement, but they don't get but there are people who just come in and just, there is a faction of people, most of which y'all know, who hate the fact that I wake up happy every day. And the more I smile, the more pissed off they get. Which is like, thanks for letting me know what your weakness is. Me being happy. So the happier I am, the more miserable they are. And it's like, fuck, it's a win-win.
I mean, if I don't like what's being said, or I don't like the creator or anything else, I mean, they're getting the watch hours anyway. I just leave without doing anything, because at the end of the day,
I just don't watch people I don't like, because I'm not going to give them the watch hours, the ad revenue. Like, I just don't support people I don't like, so I just don't watch them. I mean, I don't have enough hours in my day.
Yeah.
To the main one being Spawn.
Oh snap! I mean, like early on, I couldn't get a fucking word in sideways. But no, but
that is true. He did tell me earlier to can you can you kindly shut up so I can talk?
I actually literally had to say, could you please shut the fuck up so I can actually get a word in sideways?
He
And
didn't exactly use that phrase, but he did
No.
say, "Can you kindly stop talking so I can start talking now?"
Yeah, because because like, I mean, I mean, do you know, if you were a fly in the wall with the conversations that we have, sometimes we're talking about the most random stuff, and it's nothing to do with YouTube or this court case or anything else, and like, it's absolutely hilarious. But like I said, I mean, for me, I've been concentrating on my platforms and trying to learn from. I mean, I am still reading everything about YouTube now. I'm still learning, but when it comes to other people, why should I waste my energy by hating? No. If I despise or dislike someone, I don't even bother. I haven't, and I've been quite content. I've been quite happy. I have a lot of fun with you guys, you and my other stepmom, and yeah. Yeah, if I get pushed from pillar to post, but then I do my gaming, and I do my work online. If I'm not working online, then I'm out in the car and I'm out working, and I'm having a ball. And yeah, I mean, there's people who may not like me, who think that they can press my buttons, but they don't like the fact that I'll snap back. But at the end of the day, I will still respect people.
Like I said, if you're gonna look, we learned of people of Walmart yesterday. If you're going to talk crap about somebody, make sure they're not the type of people to talk crap back.
Yeah, yeah.
That was fun. That was funny. Like, this is why I shouldn't be allowed to go shopping by myself because I don't act like that when my daughter's with me. But I was by
Can you
myself.
can you remember that conversation me and you had once? You were in Walmart. You had a little in the troll in the shopping cart, and you were talking, and I was talking to you, and you you could richly. I mean, she was probably walking through the aisles, talking to herself, and people must have talked to her. So who the fuck's she talking to? Oh God, I just pictured that. Remember that day?
Yeah, that was the day when I told everybody to remove me as mods. I don't want to talk to any
Yeah,
of y'all fuckers
yeah,
anymore.
that's right. Yeah, and you went to me. You went, yeah, remove me from what I went. Yep, not a problem.
Yep, that was the day that was the day last December when I was like,
Yeah,
please leave me alone. Like, please
yeah,
nobody meh.
yeah. But we don't have to rehash that.
Nope.
But it's. I just wish that
But that's how I do with people when shit starts to get dramatic. I'm like, I don't want to. Nope, leave me alone. I don't talk to
yeah.
you, and then I'll slowly add people back as like, you know.
You know what they
But
say,
then
don't
some
you?
people I just don't add back at all, and it apparently pisses them off, which is
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
There's an old saying. So when did I? Oh God, the Omega
There's
circle.
no old saying. So basically, a saying from when you were a kid.
Yeah, I mean it's like I have learned so much in the last year. And I'll be honest with you, 98%, I am so happy that I've met so many people. Yes, even Jeffrey Montgomery, Jeff Grady, and Chucky, and all these other people, and I hope that people will actually understand that, hey, I am a human being. And one thing, I am someone who's got a sense of humor. So I don't take things to heart. And I've got the utmost respect for people like Jeffrey, Chucky, and Jeff, and you, and a lot of other people who come into your stream, like Sir Frank Otter, my lord. But I think people need to understand is that stop letting other people decide for you. Make your own mind up. Choose your own interaction with people. Don't make other people choose who and what you interact with. And that's one thing I've learned over the last year and a half. Well, coming up to actual fact, because I had September was my anniversary, 1 year. So about a year and a couple of months. But yeah, I have learned so much, and I appreciate everybody.
Oh, thanks. Maybe not. I don't stalk Squid. I enjoy her company on YouTube. Thank you.
No,
And
I
Sir,
was
Sir
Jeffrey.
Frank, thanks
I
for
don't
being a
get angry.
member for 11 months. It's
I'm
almost a
not
year.
angry
Can you
with you,
believe
buddy.
I can't. I've been monetized for a year. Like I can't even freaking nope.
Yeah, and I
Nope.
apologize if I came across angry, but I wasn't angry. Sometimes there's a time and a place, but please don't misinterpret me, responding, be it as hate or dislike. It's not, my friend. I can tell you that right now. I've got a lot of respect for you, Jeffrey. A lot of respect. Doesn't sound it, but I do. I respect all of you, So
I
yes,
set us up. I have to go get something to eat because I've officially had some string cheese, some apple chips, and a piece of chocolate today to eat. Um,
yeah.
uh,
I just want to
but
say. Oh, sorry, go on.
But I have us set up to redirect to Alternate Juror. If you have not checked out Alternate Juror's channel, she's another one. Fucking amazing. I love her. And she has an amazing Flash fan as a mod over there. That's where Flash fan has disappeared to lately.
Oh, bless him.
No, he's also doing his own thing too.
Mm.
Flash fan does a lot of streaming on Discord in his own Discord server. But she's doing the
Maybe not
trial of
hiding.
Stacey Cannon, the rock garden murder. It's part 2.
Mm.
She starts at 6:00. So you guys got about a half an hour, but go give her a like, go give her a follow. She is awesome. She gets derailed a lot like me, but it's fun. Gabby is on there a lot. It's great. So if you ever see Gabby in here, Gabby is on there a lot. Spawn of AJ comes in here. That's her daughter.
Yeah,
So
can I just say something to clear this up because I don't want Jeffrey Montgomery to walk away, you know. I didn't snap. It's just like the thing is I'm so used to people trying to press my buttons and everything else. Right? I will now apologize to you, Jeffrey. I do apologize for growling. And I'm going to leave it at that. It's entirely up to you if you accept it or not. But like I'm not a hateful person. So I just want to say that if you want to accept it, fine. If not, that's entirely up to you. But I will still respect you no matter what.
also, there's only 130 people left. However, I did pin my new channel to the top of the chat. I hope it's still pinned.
Mm.
I started a new channel because that's what I do. That is my baby. That is my heart and soul. So if y'all could give me a follow over there, I drop a video per week and do a live stream on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m.
Can
Those live
I?
streams are short. They're less than an hour and they're straight to the point, so they're easy on the rewatch because they are talking about the video that was released this week. So Sunday's live stream will be about the video that was released yesterday.
Can I be cheeky and plug my
Of
gaming
course.
channel?
Ooh, I'm up to
Can I?
182 subscribers. Sorry, I'm just
Oh
surprised.
no! Don't you apologize. I just want to let people know that I've separated my gaming and decompression, fun and activities to a different channel. If you want to go and hang out and watch the videos, I am trying to upload at least two a week. And I am trying my best. I am learning. So if you want to go and hang out there, then please do. It's up to you. But there you go. Can I put the link in, Mum?
Yes, you can. You
Thank you
always
very much.
if you're on my channel and you're a friend of my channel and you're a mod on this channel, whether you're an honorary mod, blah blah blah, whatever that means, or a regular super mod like Gail, um, y'all are free to post your links. And
Well,
to my
I
mods,
like
if
to.
you ever see like Dose Reality, Rickles, friends of the channel who I've literally posted their content. If you see me drop their link, feel free to drop their link.
Yeah, I try to always ask first. I've learned that. Yeah, I'd like
Okay.
to.
But if you see me drop somebody's link or talk about somebody, like feel free to drop their link. I don't gatekeep YouTube. I've had this conversation and with certain people that I don't gatekeep YouTube. I am not like, "Oh my god, if they watch her, they're not gonna watch me as much." We're all in this together. Like,
Yeah.
if we knock each other down, then what's the point? And also, let's just an asshole move. Like, I'm not a huge creator by any means. I have 4,200 subscribers. Hopefully, maybe we'll get to 5K one day. Maybe. I would love to get to 5K next year, maybe
Mm.
by like Valentine's Day.
Do you know
However,
what my goal? Oh, sorry. Do you know what my goal is?
that
Oh, sorry.
being said, I was once that creator with 100, 200, 300, 500 subscribers, where it's like, you, I'm not going to plug channels that I don't watch. So you know that every channel that I plug, I actually watch.
Mm.
Dose Reality. Watch her content all the time while I'm working. She is another one who doesn't show her face, but her analytics, like her analyzation of, or her analyzing of situations, it puts me in a mindset where I want to get to work. So I put her videos on when I'm making graphics and stuff like that because it just puts me in a zone and I can listen to her talk all day. Um,
Mm.
like living life, been on her channel, love to do art with her. She's a great artist. Like these are all
That's
channels that
fact.
these are all channels that I literally like. Yes, 3 awesome dogs. Yes, 3 awesome dogs. Gorgeous dogs. Gorgeous dogs. Gorgeous dogs. I just get a little upset with him sometimes because he's like telling me he goes to the store that I go to. Like I was on the phone with my cousin last night and she was like, I don't go to Walmart anymore because I go to Meijer. I'm like, Thanks for rubbing it in, you know? So, you know, like yes, Valor's channel is good also.
Mm.
Yes. You know? So
Yeah, I mean,
everybody's learning. I'm
yeah.
sure even the biggest creators are still learning. And even Mr. Beast, he'll never see my channel, so, but
Mm.
even Mr. Beast is learning. Charlotte Dobre has what? A couple like million subscribers now. Um, she just evolved her content and started making her content different and making her reaction videos and doing more creativity and adding more like skits in her videos. Like she's got millions of subscribers and what she was doing was working, but she keeps learning and evolving. And I'm a petty potato, so I'm you know, but like everybody learns. Like I'm trying to upgrade my stuff like by putting different backgrounds and like now I'm doing like this. I have reflections from the court of common sense. I don't use half the stuff I have, but you know, like this, I have different overlays that I'm working on. So, like we have different drama docket. So
Yeah, I
we
mean, for me, as a small creator and someone who's new at live streaming as well, for me, the two most important things for me is that if you when you watch my content that you are enjoying yourself, and two, that you see what you hear is me. That's it. I'm not going to put on a persona. I'm not going to make something up. What you see is what you get, and I am still learning. And people can judge me as much as they want. People can call me anything they like. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to go by their speed. I'm going to go by my speed. And I've made some mistakes, and I've been, um, you know, it's it's one of those things. And just to point out, um, Jeff, we can have jokes and jabs. It's just that, like, it's just sometimes it gets a bit too much. But I'm not going to go into it. I just want to apologize to you, and I hope that you accept that apology. And you know, just remember that sometimes, I am a human being. So I hope that you accept my apology, and we'll leave it at that. But yeah, I'm still reading through the guidelines, the rules, and everything else. So every day's a new day, and I'm enjoying myself because I'm learning how to edit. In fact, my editing is getting better.
Yeah, mine's not. Hopefully it will though. My scripting is getting better. I'm figuring out how to, you know.
No, Jeff, I like you, man. Jeffrey, I really do like you. I think you're a fantastic person, and Roy, absolutely, yeah. But just
And I'm sorry, like if I ignore certain comments in the chat when people say go check out this person, it's because I don't talk to those people. I don't want to talk to those people. Those people are the people who hate that I exist.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some of the people who are getting my content to other creators. Just FYI, when you see any of my stuff on Jeremy's, Megan's, Tugs, they did not get them from me.
Thank you.
They got them from somebody you guys keep talking about in the chat. That person is not welcome on this channel.
Yeah, I'm not even going to waste energy.
I'm just letting you guys know that, like, I don't. You guys can watch whoever you want. I will never tell you who you cannot, who not to watch.
Mm-hmm.
However, I have gotten information that is one of the people who is screenshotting my my chat and sharing it with people. And these creators who are sharing my screenshots, whatever. But these are people who are not asking me, like, hey, what was going on in your chat when this person showed up? Or what were you guys talking about? There's none of that. There's none of, nobody ever talks to me about, hey, somebody sent me this screenshot. What was going on? Those people never reach out to me. So think about that when you see my content on somebody else's channel. The fact that not only did they not get it from me, but they never spoke to me about the context of what was going on when that screenshot happened.
Mm-hmm.
So just remember that in the back of your mind when you watch other channels. I don't hate these people for using a screenshot that they get sent. People send me screenshots all the time. Some I show, some I don't. But just a heads up that they did not get that from me, nor did they speak to me about the context. So when they are talking about, oh, this person was in this person's chat or this person said this, one, I don't endorse or dislike anybody in chat. It is, people show up in chat. Everybody's free in here to chat. Just because someone is in here doesn't mean that I am personal friends with them. There are people who here who I disagree with all the time, and sometimes they say things that I disagree with, and I either ignore it or I bring it up and say I respectfully disagree. So you know,
Yeah.
but yes, context is very important. So when y'all see my content on other channels, think about the fact that I was not involved in that at all. I did not say, here, there you go, use this, or by the way, there is only one person that I immediately texted and let them know that, hey, by the way, Bubbles is in my chat. If you have time, get in here. But that person shall remain nameless. So, Squid disagrees with me all the time. I disagree with Spawn all the damn time. Like, but,
But that's
some
part and
thrive on the
parcel.
drama. And that's the thing. Like,
Mm.
and it's like, I don't hate anybody except for Bubbles and Philip Kraft. But, just context is important. So, with that being said, it's just one of those things of like, those people use stuff from my chat and equate me with what the Hales because certain people that I don't agree with are in my chat. So, yeah, that's true. I just find it hilarious that, like, yeah.
Thing is, I mean, it's also possibly part of jealousy as well.
Yeah, whatever.
But at the end of the day, it's it's like I totally agree with what Joel said. It's context because if you don't give the proper context or the narrative of what and why and where, people can go, oh fucking hell, I mean, for me,
There are people who show up. There are people on the what the Hales side that show up in here all the time, as long as they are respectful while they were here. And I always tell people, even people that don't like them in the chat, just be respectful. If you want to have a disagreement, like an all-out brawl argument, do that in somebody else's chat.
Yeah.
Or if you don't want to see what they say, block them. But like me personally, if I don't ever give someone the opportunity to talk, twofold, because I'm petty. Because I'm
Do you
petty.
know I've got over 217 people on my block list.
I have 2.
I actually counted them yesterday. Sorry. And someone just mentioned a certain name, and I'll start the first name as Philip. The moment that person, with all due respect, has been, excuse me, permanently put into the black hole. Because I'm going to say this publicly. I am not interested in your doozled freaking type of chat, right? Once you suck on that bottom of that bottle, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in you seeking it. I don't care, right? But when you try to bring me into your freaking fantasy world, that's where I just go done.
And FYI, I didn't delete any of his comments from the chat or from the stream,
I
or
don't even
not.
know who the bloody guy is.
He's been a member of this channel for 3 months. That was what was funny. I'm like, and I asked him if he was drunk, and he said that was defaming him. And I'm like, okay.
But I'm ADA protected. Oh my god, here we go.
All right. Anyway, I have people in my chat that I don't necessarily disagree with because, one, I don't live in a fucking echo chamber. If I talk to only people who agree with me, one, I go down. Okay, I can't say I go down a rabbit hole because I do that all the time. But I get in this tunnel vision where I only see what I want to see. And sometimes I don't see behaviors or words. I'll ignore things in a document because I only see what I want to see. To a hammer, everything looks like a nail. If I talk to people who I disagree with or have even a different perspective than I do, I'll be like, you know what? That makes sense. Like Jeff Grady, he disagreed with me on the timing or the liking of that. He had good points. We still disagree, but he has a good point and another way to look at it that maybe I didn't take into account when I first saw it and initially started to read it. If you don't talk to people who disagree with you, as long as they're respectful, you disrespect me, then fuck, you're gone. Like, I just don't give a shit no more. However,
Oh, I know, Roy. Yeah.
it's one of those, like, there's certain people who have come in here and they've been rude once and I've timed them out and said, hey, when you come back, please don't be like that. And they haven't.
Yeah. I mean, like, if I know I'm in the wrong, which I was tonight, right? If I know I'm in the wrong, I will apologize. I've got no qualms whatsoever apologizing if I'm in the wrong. And that's why you heard me apologize tonight. It's black and white. If I'm in the wrong, I will apologize or I will explain that I was wrong, and then that's it. I'm not going to pussyfoot around it. I'm not going to go on about it. But I just think, look, everyone has their own platform. Everyone goes their own way. Simple. If you, I don't know. I'm getting. It's like it's boring as hell that people behave in such a way, and like the thing is, they blame you for something they created, and then when you confront them for something when you confront them for something that they're blaming you for that they created, then they make you the attacker and they the victim. And it's like, where do you draw the fucking line?
I have one of those too. I have that exact same one. Same one.
What are we talking about?
This.
Oh, Springfield, 1911. Oh.
It's a pain in the ass to clean, but I have one. It's not my
okay,
go-to.
ladies. All the ladies, please leave the channel. Well, we're talking about Springfield, 1911. Oh, yeah.
I prefer my I prefer the I prefer a 45, but that's just like my
I've heard that the U.S. armed forces have been issued new weapons that seem to have a mind of their own and decide to start firing when you forward assist or when you tap
No,
them.
but we do have Navy officers that put scope on backwards.
Oh yeah.
I'll show you a video.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
I have us set up to redirect over to AJ. Tell friends don't let
Friends don't let friends
No,
shoot. Do they?
Rickles, I did bring it up. I just forgot to show it. Hold on. I gotta stop sharing this. I gotta share this. Window. Do 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 do
Or
do.
was it the SIG? Is it the SIG that's causing the problems?
I don't know.
Polymoppy poop, constipation, harsh solutions within hours, 100 tablets. Way too. There should be more tablets in that freaking jar. That's fucking hilarious. That.
Oh, so Rickles just sent that, or not just sent that to me, but sent that to me a little while ago. So,
Freaking hilarious. There should be a footnote. Warning: this stream comes with a health warning.
this stream may cause constipation.
Yes, this stream may cause involuntary poop.
Anyway, this time I really do have to go because I am hungry. I also need to head to the ladies' room. Also, we have a new bed, and I kind of want to lay on it. So
Oh my god, yeah, and I've seen the freaking thing, and it's like I tell you one thing,
it's
you could use
massive.
the Titanic looks like freaking a miniature to compare to that freaking thing.
When the two guys who are delivering it have to stop halfway through your house to take a break because it's so damn heavy,
I mean, the
and the
footboard
footboard
alone.
stands up by itself.
In it, when you sent me that picture, I just went, "Holy crap!" I thought that was the actual back thing. What do you call
Hold on.
it? Backboard, headboard. There you go.
This is
That was that's insane.
this is the hold on.
I hope your foundation can take that weight.
Yeah, we have no basement.
Well, where do
It
you
ain't
put them
that
in then?
yeah, it ain't that big. Jesus.
Fucking so what's this freaking hole I get put in every Tuesday?
That's the
That
footboard.
that is Mahusif.
It's standing up by itself. Oh, and Jeff,
Bubble and
thank
squeak.
you for the recognize the carpet.
Bubble and squeak, even though bangers and mash are the same thing, but use bubble and squeak. And make sure the sausage is circular and not straight.
Hey, JKD Buck, how are you? Good to see you. Oh my goodness. You just got a screenshot of that. I hope you don't mind. It's one thing to like tell me, hey, by the way, like there are people who screenshot stuff, but like, hey, I just took a screenshot. I'm going to use this as like an example of something. But like it it's also like common courtesy. It's just if someone got something, I wouldn't even mind if people sent stuff to someone and that creator would be like, "Hey, by the way, I have this. Can you tell me more information about what the hell was happening, or do you have any context, or do you have more screenshots? Or can I have a chat replay?" Like shit like that. That seems like like
Do you know what I'm very tempted to show you
what?
that I discussed earlier on?
Jeff said, "Is it big enough that you can avoid the space heaters now?" Yes.
I'm
Both
very
of them.
tempted. I'm very tempted. You know what we discussed earlier on about when I first joined the army?
Yeah. What you got to show me?
And I wanted to show you the first ever ID card I was issued. Well, it's the second one. It was because I lost my.
We should have a challenge coin competition.
Oh, I can show you a couple that I received from
The
Camp Commandant.
Polymopa poop bottle.
Actually, in fact, you know what? Here, screw it. You know, I did
That's
promise I was going
technically
to
Rickles,
show
so
you this
make sure
anyway.
it's good.
So
It's good
here
with
we go.
him, but no.
That is my first ever. Can you see it?
Can I show it?
Yeah, of course you can. I'm not scared of that. That is my first ever ID. And as you can see, I received that in 92. All right, but let me show you this. There's my veteran's ID card. There's my ID card that ran out in October this year. There's my old ID card. And the 3 challenge coins at the top are the ones that basically I was given by the camp commandant. And then the ARC symbol from JHQ in Rheindahlem, Germany, ISAF, and Iraq. So
That's
everyone
cool.
else,
Wee. Here we go.
there you go. So I wanted to show you the first one because like I got nicknamed Gashead. It wasn't gas man, it was actually Gashead. I remember because 20 minutes before I had that picture taken on that ID, we just came out the gas chamber. We had to do, the gas chamber test.
Yeah.
And basically I looked like if I fucking just slapped. And I was like, ugh. And and basically I was nicknamed Gashead from Company Sergeant Major but yeah, there you go. And I can tell you one thing right now. Obviously, I have redacted all the information. So, so here's a little, and to all my brothers and sisters in the armed forces, thank you for being brothers and sisters in arms.
Oh, SIG has been cleared of the Air Force incident as one guy deleted the other guy, then made up the uncommanded discharge claim. That makes sense. SIGs are good. All right. On that note, we have to go. Our 30 minutes to AJ turned into 3 minutes. So, it's
I just sent you a message.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. On that note, Spawn, you never needed to show that to prove anything to anyone.
Oh no, I wasn't proving anything. It was a discussion we had earlier on, and I just wanted to show you.
Yeah, go eat. Yep.
I don't have to prove nothing to any fucker.
And to the 79 people who stuck around with us all 3.5 hours, thank you.
Yeah. Wait a minute, 3.5 hours.
3 hours and 22 minutes. Longest stream I've done in a long ass time.
Well, we left that with a bang. We're leaving this stream with a bang, aren't we?
Yep. And I have to go. Y'all have a great night, and I will see you on the next one. Maybe a members only tomorrow. I have an appointment at 2:30, so I don't know. But if not, I'll see you on Sunday.
Yes. I expect you to be at work on time. I expect you to be at that till properly dressed in shop uniform, and I expect you to whack the crap out of anyone who tries to steal anything out of the store, madam.
Linda says, I must admit I fell asleep for half an hour. That's okay. Spawn slept through our entire stream yesterday.
Well, yeah. Thanks for mentioning that. Brilliant. Now I'm going to look like a dick.
That's okay. I mentioned it yesterday. I mentioned the fact that our screen was shorter because usually I don't plan as much content when you and I are on stream together because we talk and we bounce ideas off of each other and we discuss stuff. So I don't plan as much physical, reading through stuff or video watching because we talk. Yeah. So when you weren't there yesterday, I was like, well, that's all I got for you guys today.
Well, I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, when I said to you, I'm just going to go and have a cat nap. There's me thinking like typical 45 minutes, just have a quick nap, and then I woke up at 9:30 and I'm like, oh shit. The first thing I said was like, oh shit. And then the second thing I did was apologize profusely to you on DM.
You're fine. All right. Y'all have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Absolutely. All right. Take care, everyone.
You want to?
Absolutely. 3, 2, 1.